Didn't add myself to the stream. That was the issue. It's like I thought I took that off. I didn't add myself to the stream. What's up, people? What's going on? I know you guys see the topic. Yes, it is a smoking podcast. Usually talk about the strain that I'm gonna do or smoking, but I ain't even into all of that now. Started a little bit early today because I am chomping. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, so had a little beef, as you seen in the title, with Deej on Twitter. You know what I mean? I mean, personally, whenever I beef with someone on Twitter or whatever, it's done. Like, conversation done. It's over. I don't even think about it. And it was brought to my attention today that this motherfucker went and did a stream and talked about me. I didn't watch it. I'm gonna be fair. I didn't watch it, but didn't care to. But I know what was. I was like, okay, so this is what we doing. So this is what we fucking doing. I don't know what he was thinking. Did he think that there would be no clapback? But there would definitely be some clapback, 100%. I know fucking little punk ass. You can just talk about me like that, and you know what I mean? No, fuck that. And listen, he also had like what? Let me show this. Let me show this real quick. Bring up this stream here. So yeah, these clowns on the stream, right? JP's I have no issue with. Tim I have no issue with as well. MB Geek, don't like him, never did. Went out one of my boys, I think it was Geishka, he went out one time, you know, we had to check him. And of course he has LDG on there. We all know I ain't got no connections with LDG anymore. I don't talk to him. I don't know what he said. If he said anything, I don't care. You know what I mean? Whatever. I'm not interested in listening to this bullshit on the stream. We're gonna get into it though. We're definitely gonna break it down. We're gonna get into the issue, what happened, you know what I mean? And he's all right, go with facts and all kinds of bullshit. All right, cool. I'm just saying this. Niggas better be careful. Because I was in them backstages and I know a lot of things that some of these motherfuckers have said, LDG, right? If I could tell you the shit that this motherfucker did today, JJ, before he died, yeah, I wouldn't like him. But I ain't gonna say nothing. I'll leave it at that, right? Because he's not my issue right now. It's Deej. That's my issue. Could have left it on Twitter. Would have been done and over with. You know what I mean? If he didn't want to have any contact with me after that, didn't have to. I don't care. But he decided to go and do this live stream. So we're gonna do this shit. All right. So first, I'm gonna show you exactly where it started. All right, let me just make sure I got no messengers open there so you guys can see. Okay, fine. So, Nina Turner, whoever the hell she is, I have no idea who it is, made a post. Reparations are a debt that is owed. The US government must pay its debts. So, Deej decided, Nina Turner, lazy ass who wants free money. So I seen that and I'm like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? So my post is, so it's okay for Holocaust victims, but not slavery. You also know we were promised 40 acres and a mule and we never got that. Now he did ask a question earlier and he said, oh, were you promised one? No, my descendants weren't slaves. So I'm in a different boat, right? I'm Canadian from Nova Scotia. My family was never slaves, right? They came straight from Sierra Leone to Canada. All right. My parents settled in, my father's side settled in New Brunswick, and my mother's side settled in Nova Scotia. At the time, Nova Scotia was called Africville, which is the first Black settlement in Canada. So if you guys don't know about that, go learn your history. Rick said, Zachary said, I had a feeling about him, 100%. Where is my lighter, JJ? Facts. Guy left us out the fire. He was good at calling out bullshit. JJ, 100%. JJ, always have enough respect and love for JJ. You know what I mean? I miss him every day. JJ went after a couple of guys that went after me one time, and I had nothing but respect for him for that. So that's why when I did a post and someone came in there and tried to make some bullshit about JJ, I had to be like, yo, don't disrespect my friend, right? So, anyways, so that's where it started. I'm gonna skip that and I'm gonna come back to that for later, right? I want to show you. So we did an OOC one time, and we're talking about that song there, Only Try This in a Small Town. And Deej was on there. I'm just gonna show you a little piece of that to give you kind of character that Deej is. So for those of you who missed it, check it.
It's who you are, and that's the label he has.
Biden's not racist either, right? But the point is, Trump came out and he divided people with his rhetoric.
No, this country was divided long before Trump even ran.
But when Trump came,
He stepped it up.
He's exactly.
No, the media. The media stepped it up.
No, it's not the media.
Yeah, it is.
The media had no say on my outlook on Trump. I watch this man speak. I don't watch what they say about him. I watch the man himself. The characteristics you could see.
100%.
You can't hide these things, Deej. You can say it's the media, but the media can't do that.
Answer this. Why is it that...
Now here comes the deflection, right? And this is what they do, right? They have nothing to say about the situation we're talking about. So now this fucker is going to deflect and bring up Biden. Watch.
Democrats only wanted to fund black colleges year for year, but Trump's the one that gave them money for 10 years.
Well, why is it the fact that you said you're a conservative, libertarian, whatever you said you are, and all you're doing is shooting down one party and supporting the other party, and the leader of
it wasn't that part where he deflected, but it's coming.
Someone that started all this craziness, that the country divided. Now it's about to be impeached because doing all this illegal stuff that they have proof that he's doing. It ain't all Democrats.
Oh hell, you really think he's going to get impeached? No, Biden ain't going to get impeached.
That just shows what the system is.
I'm saying Trump.
And half the shit that they made up against Trump, Biden has.
See, there's the deflection, right? You want to get off of Trump and go straight to Biden. There's the deflection.
Proof that
we ain't fucking talking about Biden. We're talking about Trump's issues.
Yeah, so. And they could go after him and they won't.
So I'll tell you one thing that they.
I'm not going to be disrespectful to you, but I'm going. No more of this mess.
Danny couldn't even take it. He had to bounce, right? Because as you know, Danny is trying to be a better person. And he pretty much told me, he's like, listen, I didn't want to get into that argument. I didn't want to go back to the way he was. I had no problem with that. And Danny knows I have no problem with that. Because one time Danny was on his show and he like decided to like leave just like that. And I called him out for it. But he was respectful. He said he didn't want to be there. He bounced. No problem. I could understand there. Right? Now, this is the person. This is the person he's defending. Let me find the video real quick. This is the person. This is the person that he's defending.
People that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people. I love Mexico.
So let's just break that down, right? Because I know there's going to be a lot of fucking people out there saying, oh, well, you know, he wasn't talking about all of them. Towards the end of that, he said some are good people, meaning the majority of them are rapists and drug dealers. That's what he's getting at. That's the type of person this guy is supporting, right? The same fucking dude that said the Central Park 5, even though they are innocent, and the dude who actually did it came out and said that they were innocent and he did it, Trump still decided to say, no, they're still guilty, right? Even with someone else coming out and saying that they did it. So this is the type of person, this is the type of mentality that we are dealing with here. That's what I wanted to show to you guys, just the type of mentality that we're dealing with here, right? Okay, so let's get back to it now. because this Twitter thing goes on for a minute. And just to let you know, I got my weed and I got 2 splits for this motherfucker, just in case it goes a little bit too far, too long, right? So Mar came in and said some stuff. Mar's cool, you know, I have no issues with Mar and everything like that. But my next comment wasn't really comparing, but according to Deej logic, the Jews must have been lazy to ask for reparations. Now here comes the deflect. Maybe go after the African countries that rounded up the slaves and sold them. Bet that isn't an option. All right. So now, did some blacks sell in Africa sell slaves? 100%. But did America also come in and fight and take slaves? 100% as well, right? This is the point. This is how they deflect, right? They try to be like, oh, well, you know, the blacks and blah, 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 right? We're not talking about that. We're talking about situations that deserve or people should get reparations. And when we get into a topic on reparations, I'm going to bring up an article, a little clip, because he was talking some shit about that as well, right? So of course it's like, oh yeah, let's talk about the black people that blah 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 blah. Okay, whatever. I said, bro, are you serious? America used blacks to build America and murdered us, raped us, and did whatever they wanted. If you think that Africans weren't five to sell or weren't forced to sell us, you need to do your research because you have no idea what you're talking about. There you go, back to the past. And maybe you need to learn more about what you're talking about, because Africans and Africa was more than happy to sell their own to get what they wanted. And it still happens to this day in Africa. So I don't know what he know or when he's been to Africa, but you show me where they still fucking selling their own people in that. Nerdman said, exactly, Nerdman. Some Jews helped the Nazis as well. Some Indians helped colonize India and spread Christianity. It's BS, 100%. But that's what I'm talking about when it comes to the deflect, right? This guy likes to deflect a lot and try to blame, well, the black people that did this. There's people in every race, every country that have done things to get ahead, and they've stepped on their own people to do it 100%. But we're talking about a minority compared to what the fucking majority is. But because he likes to deflect, he wants to bring up the minority as that is the norm, and that was not the fucking norm. This is what I'm trying to explain to this guy. But of course, the racist Trump mentality is going to have him thinking the way that he thinks. It's just plain and simple, right? So I said, how the fuck you know that, how the fuck do you know that? Were you there? No, you weren't. But you are a Trump supporter, so everything you say makes sense as to why you think the way you think. Because it's a part of history, it's a fact. You know, even Google it about it still going on today. Facts. Way too many people want to play victimhood. It does no good. And stop with the Trump crap. People that don't even like Trump still think the same. That's a crutch too. So most of the people that like Trump, what up, Ashley? How you doing? Thanks for popping in. Long time no see. DJ Odyssey said, I don't give a fuck if he's here. He could be watching. I don't give a fuck. I didn't watch his shit last night, but it came to my attention. So there's going to be clap back, 100%, right? Could have left it on Twitter. It would have been done. No problem. But no, he want to talk about, oh, well, I had like 5 beers and I was stewing and stewing. Okay, cool. Well, you just made me stew, motherfucker. All right? I'm not going to sit here and fucking let you just run around and talk your bullshit, you know what I mean? And act like, oh, I'm just going to take it. The fuck you think I am? Fuck out of here with that bullshit. What else do we have here in the comics? Trump is a racist, but that does not really put him on the other side. If he comes on, send me the link. He ain't coming on here, nerd man, right? And I would send you the link, but I don't need help. He needed fucking 5 other people on that stream to go at me, right? And like I said, I didn't watch it, but he needed 5 other people on that. I don't need people. I don't need no one coming on here. I'll do the shit myself. I fight my own fucking battles. That's what it's about, right? You want to because we're going to discuss it on the OOC on Wednesday as well with Roberto and JG. And if you want to come in on that one, Nerdman, 100%, I'll give you the link for that. I will. But tonight, it's me. I'm doing this dolo. That's what we do. I don't need fucking help. I don't need nobody on my fucking stream to do this shit. The fuck we talking about here? He is conservative libertarian. They are the worst to deal with. Well, seems that way. Seems that way. The fact is, I'm conservative libertarian, small government, less taxes, less government involvement, blah, 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 blah. No, you're not. Guess you have no clue what you're talking about because I know what I am. I'm not calling you a racist, but you definitely got racist talking points. And we've even said that when he came onto the OOC, right? When you come on the OOC, and I don't mean to keep bringing it up, but Danny is a cool dude, right? Danny will sit there, and I've seen Danny take a lot of shit or listen to a lot of shit when, you know what I mean? But when you can run him from a stream, you know you have issues, right? Like, listen, and I even mentioned that, and he called the man sensitive. The man ain't fucking sensitive, right? So get that out your mind, right? 100%. Danny's never been sensitive, but let's continue. And Nerman said, cool, bro, do your thing. Yeah, no problem, Nerman. Like, I could bring you on here, and I know you would destroy all the talking points as well. Maybe I'll bring you on when I am done. So stay there, all right? I'll bring you on, let you come in and say what you need to say, too. But I ain't ganging up on nobody. I don't need to do that shit. And honestly, he said, so here we go. And honestly, all this woman does is sit on X all day wanting this for free and that for free and give money for this and money for that, not someone who seems to want to work for what they want. I said, you don't know her, Deej. How you can't say that. What do you think people would say about you if they saw you just by your post, right? You can't tell nobody, or you can probably, oh, like this person likes this, like, but you can't sit there and fucking judge someone off of a fucking post on Twitter. Some people are fucking fake as fuck on this platform, right? And some people care about Black issues, right? And that's what she's caring about, right? She's caring about reparations. She's caring about getting things for the things that happened to Black people during slavery, right? And regardless of what he wants to say, all right, slavery in America is totally different than, let's say, like he said, Blacks owning slaves. It's totally different. And I'm explaining why, right? And there's a great channel. I was going to bring up the link and I completely forgot. I started the stream early, but there's a great channel where all they talk about is things that you don't know about slavery. And people should check that out. I'll probably find a link for that before this stream is over, but it's great, right? So this is what I'm saying. I can still say that from just seeing her post over and over, it's all she tweets about. So first off, if you have an issue with what she's tweeting out, why the fuck don't you just mute her or block her? You see, this is the problem. These fucking white people want to come in and put their mouths in Black people business. That's the shit, right? What you need to do is mind your own fucking business. So what if she's running around asking for reparations? The fuck do you care? What's it to you? Does it hurt you? Oh, well, yeah, it does, because you're a broke ass bitch. That's why it hurts you. And you don't want to see Black people get reparations. That's the reason. I know. I completely understand. 100%. Right? You don't want to see them come up before you, because with reparations comes generational wealth, right? Which is something you don't fucking understand, or maybe you do and don't want to see it. They have talked about it being at least $1 trillion to pay out reparations, 350K to each individual, right? That's a descendant of slavery or was involved in slavery, right? That's generational wealth. And that's what these Trump supporters and these white people definitely do not want, right? Just look what happened in Tulsa when they burned down Black Wall Street. Why did they do that? Right? Till this day, you don't have a majority owned bank. You go into the hood and it's all controlled by white people. And this is exactly the reason why they burned down that Black Wall Street, is because they know it would have generated wealth, right? It would have generated people keeping their money in their own community, just like the Jews do. That's why the Jewish people are rich. Most of them own everything. Why? Because they have generational wealth. That's it. The things I could do with 350K, 100%. The things that a lot of people could do with 150K. Isn't that all Deej talks about? Representation should come from corporations. Corporations have the same legal rights as individuals. The Supreme Court made that decision. To be honest with you, I don't really follow like all the shit he thinks or whatever. You know, if we have a topic where I think he'd be good at, I would have brought him on, you know what I mean, and have a conversation with him. And to me, we got heated on Twitter, right? But it's a conversation, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's not the first time I get heated with Deej, and then we still ended up streaming together. So for me, once we ended that shit on Twitter, for me, it was done, until it was brought to my attention that this motherfucker decided to do what he did yesterday. So I'm like, okay, you know, and I was asked, you know, maybe you shouldn't say anything, maybe you should leave it alone. I'm like, you know me, bro. I'm not gonna leave it alone. That is not me. And I also have people texting me and message me talking about some of the slick shit that Deej has said. So I'm not the only one that sees it. 100%, I'm not the only one that sees it. Companies that were involved in slave trade that can be traced back should pay. That's the argument. Right. And I don't, companies can do it, government can do it, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Black people are own representations because, you know, look what they've done to us, right? So just saying seems to me just a hustler like Sharpton and Jackson. So here we go now. So here we go. So now, Sharpton and Jackson, right? Of course, he's going to bring up Sharpton and Jackson, but support Trump. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, Sharpton and Jackson are con men, but Trump is a good old white boy. Huh? Right? Trump is a good old white boy. Oh, look here, he made a comment. Nah, you be the racist and you proved it, so fuck off. No, you fuck off, bro. You were the one that decided to do your shit last night. So what'd you think? I was gonna be quiet? Go suck a fucking dick, bro. That's all you good at anyways, right? That's what you need to do. Go suck a dick. All right? Because you ain't shit. You could have left it on Twitter. You brought this fire on, not me, right? And I know you had like what? Probably 6 people watching. I got 15 now. All right. And I'm pretty sure I'll get views after that too. So I don't give a fuck what you say. You did this and you're going to feel it. Simple and plain. 100%. You did it. White people think blacks are saying the entire white population should pay. Corporations put out this propaganda to fool white people legally and obligations as corporations. 100%. But again, right? Certain white people who are racist don't see that shit, right? They just see it as black people begging for handouts, black people begging for this and don't want to work and do this and do that. Poe said, where have I been? Made a message. Nzo is the puss that had to live with the whole victimhood mentality. He won't even admit historical facts. So said I'm playing the victimhood mentality, and he is gutless to debate the facts. He just want to throw in some stupid ass Trump comments showing how gutless and stupid he has become, hanging out with the who owned crowd. So I would rather hang out with the crowd I hang out with than the fucking bunch of fools you hang out with. 100%. You better believe that shit. All right. So I talk on facts, right? But he don't. He just want to bring up white racist talking points. It's a fact that the shit that he brings up is white racist talking points. And that's a fact. Nerdman even called it out in the chat. He's 100%. He could have came up and defended himself last night, but he was gutless. I didn't even know you were doing the stream last night, idiot. I didn't watch your shit. I didn't watch your shit. I didn't know you were doing it. It was brought to my attention today. You better believe I would have came up on that stream. But again, I would have come up one-on-one with you. I'm not coming up there with the rest of the clowns that you came up there. I don't need to do that. I don't need no one watching my back. I don't need a fucking echo chamber of fucking idiots agreeing with me. I don't need that, right? I come on here and I do it myself. Then that's a fact, 100%. I don't need that shit. You do. You need the audience. I didn't need it. Poe said, D, just leave the man alone. Now, there's more to it, definitely. I go over here, find the rest of it, because there's definitely more to it, 100%, you know. That's that. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Here's more. Here is more. So here. He says, what she's saying has nothing to do with the Holocaust. And you were personally promised 40 acres in MU? No, I think not. But going with the logic, since I had family on the Union side, maybe I'm owed something. Wait, no, because I wasn't there. You're ignoring the fact that the Jews got it and asked for it. They were lazy too? By the way, when looking this up, it seems to have been agreed to the 50 within a decade of it happening, not over 150 years. So involvement would be direct involvement. Okay, so here's the thing that I want to bring up, because I know that's what he's saying, right? And he goes on to this little bullshit where, oh, well, you know, when does it stop? Because it should go to the people involved in slavery and the ancestors. And if I find it, I'll bring it up. But, you know, since you don't know what the fuck reparation means, let me bring this up. Reparations can take many forms, including practical assistance to the descendants of enslaved people, acknowledgements or apologies to the people or nations negatively affected by slavery, or honoring the memories of people who were enslaved by naming them after things, right? So reparations basically is to repair the situation, all right? Basically what it is. But it can go to fucking descendants, you idiot. That's what I was explaining to you. You're like, oh no, it shouldn't go to defendants. It can go to descendants. You fucking clown. So what they got, and they are still getting paid out. And Wikipedia, really? Come on. Okay, here's is NPR, and yes, still paying out today, but the remaining survivors. Well, I just explained to you that it can go to fucking descendants too. All right, it's not just about the survivors, you dumb fucking idiot. This is my point. These, the ones that died, their families get paid. Isn't that still direct family, not generations down the road? Descendants. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, descendants. Descendants, meaning anybody in that family line that is still alive, whether it's a grandchild, a great-great-grandchild, or whatever. Dude, are you kidding me? If I'm owed money and I die, that money would go to any surviving descendants, even if it's a grandchild or a great-grandchild. Using that logic, that I'm owed money. Why would you be owed money? Last I checked, your race owned slaves and weren't slaves. So the black men that owned slaves didn't count as black. So just because the whites had relatives that died fighting for the union doesn't count. Hypocrisy in the statement. So now, I always go, and I'll say this over and over again, I always go with the fact that I don't believe that black people own slaves. They may have, right? But history has been written by the white man. So history will always change by their account to it, right? And they have a history of erasing Black accomplishments or not talking about the accomplishments of Black people in history. So for me, just to be like, well, I'm going to listen and I'm going to do this and because this is what they say, then no, 100%, not an issue. I'm not doing that, right? But let's go with the fact that they did, all right? I'm going to go with that fact. Do you realize that some of the Black people that owned fucking slaves did it because they wanted to protect their own people, right? Because white people treated us like shit. White people killed us. White people murdered us. Were there some people that may have did it to benefit themselves? 100%. But the majority of them, I can guarantee you, did it because they wanted to protect their people. All right? Why the fuck do you think they had the Underground Railroad and all of that shit? Now, I wanted to bring this shit up because, again, there's a lot of shit that when it comes to fucking slavery that people don't know about. So let's listen to what Bill Duke had to say. I'm gonna light up my joint. Because this clown,
I think it's a combination of anger and sadness.
This clown is in the fucking chat.
There's a book that was written by these two white gentlemen called Without Sanctuary. If you ever get a chance to read it, it is one of the most profoundly disturbing books I've ever seen in my life. It's a pictorial history of lynchings and what they used to call nigger barbecues. I'm talking about children, women, male adults lynched. And then they used to put us alive on spits with a fire beneath it and turn us and roast us until we dehydrated. And they pick up pieces of the bodies, and hundreds of whites would be standing and taking pictures with a body piece in their hand. They have the pictures. They show the pictures in the book.
And I ain't even going to show the pictures because if you want to, you can go online and you can actually find some of those fucking pictures, right? This is the shit that I am fucking talking about, right? So let's not sit here and pretend like white slavery was anything, was the same as Blacks owning slaves, all right? Let's not pretend that. But this clown, this racist bitch, will act like it is. And that's the problem, right? This is the problem. And I said this is the problem with your country, is because there are people in America that think like you. Why the fuck does it bother you that Black people are asking for reparations? Why does that bother you? What does that do to benefit you? What does that do to not benefit you? Why you have an issue with it, right? Why? Because I can guarantee you, if your people were enslaved and were murdered like this, your ass would be asking for it too. 100%. Let me see what some of this shit here says. Because I know Yvette came in here, and of course you only come in here because I'm talking about these, but I don't give a shit. You come in, you can listen. Having visited a lot of this world, I can categorically say that there are still slaves, most in Africa still. Yeah, of course. Of course, you can say that. For those are paid out to the ones that live through the direct families that are still paying for the Medicare, you again failed to read it. What are you talking about? I read what reparations is. I don't give a fuck what they're being paid out for. I am telling you that reparations can and should be paid to descendants. That's the point. I don't give a fuck what you're saying. Yes, it may have been paid to the direct families, but if not, it will get paid to a descendant, right? You see, this is where you're saying, oh, yes, families are still paying for the Medicare, right? But if that person dies, they're still going to get paid what they're owed, right? Because they're not going to stop. Let's say reparations, they say each family is going to get $350K. If someone dies, they're not going to just say, okay, well, we're not going to give them the rest of that money. Like, come on. Yes, Yvette, there are slaves everywhere in this world. Some are in India, and don't even get me started about theories. Very true, already banning. Some just want power of owning someone else. Yvette, what the hell are you talking about? You heard of white slaves trafficking, the biggest form of slavery today, by fucking whites. That's what I'm saying, nerd man. But again, it's the deflection, right? This is where that fucking white mentality bullshit comes into. They don't want to talk about the situation that is at hand. They want to deflect and talk about other things, other black people want to say, other Indian people want to say. This is not the topic of conversation. Stop fucking deflecting. But you called me a racist because I pointed out facts. You are a racist, Deej. I ain't the only one that sees it. I spoke nothing but truth and you didn't like. You didn't speak no fucking truth. Get the fuck out of here. Now reparations is reparations regardless of who, where, or when. Yvette, and if those women wanted their children or grandchildren to get money for the horrors they suffered, I guess you'd be against that. Well, Deej is definitely against that. 100% nerd man. Deej is against that. He said as much. And don't worry, this will be the last time I ever step foot on the Bigfoot chat. Good day, podhead. Hey, you want some? Huh? Because I'd rather be a pothead than a fucking drunk like you, bro. Sloshed on a fucking stream, can't even get your fucking words straight. Don't even compare what I do to what you do, you fucking alcoholic, you fucking pink bunny wearing faggot drunk alcoholic. Don't even talk about it. All right? You have no idea because you call me pothead. JJ smoked weed. Eli smokes weed. So I guess you're calling them potheads too, right? Go fuck yourself. Even when people have no option but to go to financial debit because of the way the system is set up, and then can only pay fines on debts, they are slaves. And if you even thought that I was gonna invite your racist ass on my channel again, you got another thing coming, brother, because that wasn't happening. Unless it would be to destroy your ass. But yeah, I ain't doing that shit. You don't have to come in the chat. You don't have to come on stream. I never asked you to. I never asked you to come in my chat. I don't give a fuck whether you do or not. So that's on you. DJ Odyssey, you're not speaking facts, you're speaking propaganda. Tell him, Zachary. You see, this is what I'm saying. You see, now you go to watch his stream, and of course you'll have those fucking clowns in his chat being like, oh yeah, DJ, you're right, blah, 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 right? But none of them are critical thinkers. All of them are just fucking follow what Trump says, right? Trump says, because I bet you, and I'm sure of it. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure of it. But I bet you think these things Donald Trump was robbed the election, right? I bet you think he thinks January 6th was okay, 100%, because he's a Trump lover. That's what he is. And they're everywhere in the world I live in. We do need reparations now, 100%. Hot topic, white trafficking. There's also black trafficking. It happens in every form. Do your homework before attacking me. See, here we go with the deflection again, right? Of course he's gonna deflect. You know this. You know the skin color. No, I spoke facts. It's historic facts. Bury your heads in the victim. Blah blah blah. Victimhood, your ass. I'm not against reparations as long as it's equal. See, at least Yvette understands, right? But Deej is no, they're begging for handouts. They gotta get handouts. They want handouts. Why the fact do I have to pay for something I never did? It would be my fucking tax dollars and my relatives died on the union side. Yeah, well, it would also be your race too. You know what I mean? You see, this is the mentality. This is it. Racist fucking mentality. I'm telling you, bro. Like, if you can't see it, like, he can hide and pretend like, oh yeah, he's streaming with fucking some couple black people, right? And act like he ain't, but he is. He is, guys. Deej is a fucking racist. He's an undercover fucking racist. And that's a fact. And when I was on Twitter, I tried to not call him a racist. I really did. I even said it. I'm not calling you racist, but you have racist talking points. And even later on, after I call them racist, I said you have racist talking points. But I'm gonna have to fucking, call a spade a spade. You're racist. Yvette, again, defecting black, white, Asian. If the victims of slavery wanted compensation for their children, would you be against it? You want me to make a deal between the Jewish families? I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't know what you're talking about. I just said no, Hot Topics, but reparations would give me the right to go after the French, Germans, Rods, Nordics, etc. You see, you are deflecting too because you only want to talk about the evils of white people, which is racist as fuck. No, that is not true. That is not true. I've talked about the bullshit black people have done too. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, dummy? I'm talking about that shit now because this is the topic that we have. It's fucking fact. It is the evil of fucking white people. Bro, I just showed you a fucking video of what they did to us. Right? You show me some proof or some video where they say that black people did that to their own kind. You show me a video or something where they say that black people lynched other black people. You tell me that. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Bigfoot entertainment is what it is. Okay, there goes the gay slurs now, just showing himself as a bigot even more. Yeah, because I called you that, right? Okay, cool. I have gay friends, nigga, so shut the fuck up. The word racist no longer has meaning today. It is bland about like a swear word. This is why we have gone from equality back to segregation by choice. I don't understand why. Listen, I don't use the word racist to everybody, but when the shoe fits, as Bob Marley said, let the motherfucking wear it. And I'm sorry, Yvette. Like I have no issues with you. Never had, never will. You know what I mean? We've had conversations, we talked and shit, but at the end of the day, he's your friend, and I'm gonna roast him. It's simple and plain. He could have left it alone. He did this, not me. He did this. This is his fault, not mine. I was cool with letting it be the Twitter beef and ending it. I was cool with that. He did this. I didn't. I'm clapping back. And this is what I do. I clap back. I'm not going to sit there and let this fucking pussy hole talk about me, right? Because he was in his feelings. All right? You in your feelings, that's on you. Ain't nothing in that Twitter beat. I didn't think about it again after it was done. Didn't think about it one bit. But then I asked a friend, I said, hey, you want to come in here? I want to show you something. All right? So we're backstage in a second. So we backstage, and my boy is like, he's like, did you see Deej? I'm like, no. What do you mean? He's like, oh, you didn't see what Deej did? I said, no, I didn't see. What did he do? Talked about it? And he's like, yeah. So I went and I checked it out, and I said, oh, okay. So first off, crybaby. I'm not a crybaby. You the crybaby, right? Because you the one that had to fucking stew on it and steam on it and blah, 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 and then jump on a stream. So who's the fucking crybaby, me or you, right? You couldn't let it go. I let it go. I don't give a fuck what you say about me. You ain't shit. You don't fucking know me, right? You don't know who's in that bed over there next to me. You don't know that, right? You know nothing about me. So you, whatever you say, don't fucking bother me. Not one bit. You can sit on here, call me Bigfoot, call me pothead, call me racist, call me whatever the fuck you want to call me. I don't give a shit. You don't fucking know me. You know me on this line shit. I've had a few fucking conversations with you backstage and LDG's backstage, but other than that, you don't fucking know me. I don't give a fuck what you say. Think I give a shit? But you're the one that was in your feelings. You're the one that had the fucking pussy mentality that you had to go on a stream and talk about it. Not only did you go on a stream and talk about it, you couldn't do the motherfucking shit yourself. You had to have other people on there with you, like a little bitch. That's exactly what you are. You're a fucking bitch. Wrong. I don't think he was robbed. Wrong. I didn't think he was robbed. Yeah, I know you didn't think he was robbed. Oh, you didn't think he was robbed. Yeah, right. Bullshit. Even words become swear words because it cuts deep when you use them. Shit. I see a lot of comments here. Right. The word cuts that deep when you say it's there. And you see, this is insane. People love to come in here for drama, right? They come in here to watch the drama. They see what I'm saying on the thing. It's okay. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I tell you this. I am not a drama channel. I will never be a drama channel, right? But I am not no fucking punk. That's for damn sure. If you come at me, I'm going to come at you. It's plain and simple, right? You don't say a word about fucking me. I don't say shit about you. Yeah, we may have a shit on. I think this fucking clown is the only beef I've ever had on Twitter. No, shit. Fucking had a beef with Lunga on Twitter. But you never see me jumping up here and doing a fucking stream on fucking Lunga, right? Oh, Lunga said this and Lunga said that. No, I ain't doing that shit because it's not fucking important. You know what I mean? Not at all. It ain't shit. Right? It's fucking two people on Twitter talking their talk, talking their shit. Twitter is a fucking cesspool anyways, right? So I don't give a fuck about anybody on Twitter unless you my close friend, right? But other than that, you give a fuck about anybody on Twitter. I'm gonna fucking beef with someone on Twitter and then be on a stream with them the next fucking day. But when you want to come up now because you feeling like you hurt and you're fucking in your fucking feelings, and you want to do a stream, then you're going to get it. I can bring up the stream and I can break it down and I can go through the shit you said and blah, 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 and all that shit. I don't give a fuck what you said. I really don't. I didn't watch it. I watched the first beginning to hear what you said, and then I went to see who was on the stream, and that was it. I don't know any fucking thing you said on that stream. I don't care. I'm going with what we talked about on Twitter and to show people that you are a borderline motherfucking racist. Plain and simple. No, it wouldn't. You flat out said I was white and didn't get any. Why not show that or show your racist shit about me sticking to my own whites? Deej, I'm not done. I told you, this stream may be long. I'm not done. I'm going to get to all of it, brother. All of it. Because the thing is, you may say I said this and I said that, but everything I said about you was because of your fucking slick shit. Right? And people know that you like to say a lot of slick shit at your mouth. You won't come out and say it directly, but you say a lot of slick shit, right? I got a tweet from message from that today. Yvette, I said no hot topics, but reparations would. Oh, okay. Explain that to me. Never mind. Just quoting. Rick, that's sad. If my tax dollars was used to help fellow American people, then I don't care. Give billions to Ukraine. No, one bats an eye. Give it to a brother. You see, that's the thing, nerd man. Cole. If it was to help their own, they'd be down for it, right? If it was to help out some white people, oh yeah, let's do it. Reparations. You don't hear him fucking saying the Jews shouldn't have got reparations. I never heard him once say the Jews shouldn't have got reparations. Why? Why? Huh? Why? You've been on this stream, on this thing for so long, right? I've talked about the Jews. He never said that they shouldn't get it. Never said that. But a black person wanting it is crying and being fucking lazy, right? Because a black person thinks that is what they owed, right? Because a black person thinks that they have been wronged for 400 fucking years, right? So they want some payback. There's another thing I wanted to bring up too, right? Because let's talk about this. So, slavery ended in 1942, okay? My dad was born in 1943. So 1 year before my dad was born, okay? Now, slavery may have ended, but you had segregation. And I'm going to look that up. 1964, segregation ended. So 1964, 1963, 1962, Black people were segregated, meaning they couldn't go into a white store. They couldn't go into drink, you know, they had their own water fountains, black and white. 1964. Then you had redlining. You had Jim Crow, right? You had, and if you don't know redlining, Jim Crow is, look it up. So you had all of these things. So Black people really never truly, because let's see when the Jim Crow era ended. Oh, let's see here. I'm not going through all of this. Anyways, the point is 1960. So we haven't truly been free for that long. All right. And we all know that even during segregations, Emmett Till, right? Because it wasn't slavery when Emmett Till happened. It was during segregation, Jim Crow, and all of that stuff, right? They were still killing us. Well, that is why sometimes they deflect. Yeah, they know, whatever. Deej Odyssey Essler doesn't make him a bigot. How long he doesn't say to get right, exactly. That's the thing. You know what I mean? But no. Again, that's the thing. He could, like I said, he could say what I want to, right? But he don't know that I go to work and I have a fucking work who's gay, and me and him get along great, right? Laugh, joke all the time, and he don't have a stick up his ass, so I can make gay jokes to him, and he don't feel no way. He laughs at them. You know what I mean? So it is a. You can't fucking Google it yourself just because you don't want to. Google what? Google what? What are you talking about? I don't need to Google what you want me to Google because those are your fucking white talking points, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, get the fuck out of here with your racist shit. Hot takes. The history you were talking about have a history of its own, and you want payment for what was done in your history. Same form then is, or is it only you can do it? Do you mean only Black people can do it? No, because Jewish people got it. Jewish people are the only ones that got reparations as well, right? So let's just not act like they're not fucking giving white people reparations. They have. They have. They don't want to give it to us because, as I said earlier, it becomes generational wealth. And that is something that they don't fucking want. Hanzo's just mad because I'm not going to bow down to the victim of bullshit he cries about. I ain't mad at you. What are you talking about, bro? I don't give a fuck. Listen, you do not affect my day. When I get off this stream, I'm going to do what I have to do, and I probably won't even think about this shit with you again, unless you want to come up and do some bullshit another stream. If you want to keep doing it that way, then we can keep doing it that way. But as long as you don't, I'm done. I'm saying what I'm saying. I said on Twitter, I thought it was done on Twitter. Obviously, it wasn't. So that's on you. I don't give a fuck. I'm asking what you mean again. Reparations is based on the fact that corporations ask for the same legal rights as individuals in their cases. And I'll clap back too because of a pussy ass racist like you. You can, but you ain't got no proof that I'm a racist, right? And I can just read to your fucking talking points and see that you are. So history is full of horrific things, but I would say go after the original people who sold the slaves in the first place, as they are the ones that didn't think they were humans. Request. See, there we go with the go after the people who sold the slaves, right? What you guys are not understanding is it's not about the people who sold the slaves. It's about the atrocities that we have come up with in America when we were. Why the hell is this Siri thing up here? No, I don't want to try again. All right. Deej, there is a conversation, and the only way to get control of it is first let go of control of it and let go where it's going. Nope, just letting people know what kind of racist bitch you are. Dude. What up, Fado? Didn't know you were here. Fado said, who's this DJ Odyssey? A racist. A racist. You've probably seen him on some of my streams before if you watched them. A racist white dude. Civil cases can now be brought against corporations who are involved in the slave trade, just as you would an individual. If you can do that with Hungarians or whoever, go for it. 100%. That's the thing. Oh, he's white, Fado. Of course he's white. You know that. But that's the thing there, man. Ain't no one stopping fucking other people from getting their reparations. We ain't telling, whoever deserves reparations that they don't need to get it. And if they ask for it, they're fucking lazy ass fucking people. Like this guy. To what end, I wonder, Deej, are you guys gonna have this discussion forever? Well, I don't give a fuck. You can do whatever fuck you want to say. I don't give a fuck. Deej, you black or white? He's white, Fado. I'm human. That's all that matters. That means you're white. Yeah, 100%. You done know, Fado. You done know. Of course, that's what it means. You know what I mean? Did you see how the swear word came out of Nzo? It shows that what cut him deep. No, ain't nothing Deej said cut me deep. Don't be scared of me, Deej Odyssey. LOWKEY said facts. Yvette, you're a dumbass of the highest degree. Sorry, I didn't want to insult you, but really don't get the laws behind reparations. Hey, Nerdman, I'm almost done, so let me know if you want to come in, and I will send you the link. Hey, chat, no attacking people in the chat, please. Trying to be logical and factual, but you guys are on just one linear line. Thanks for the compliment, Hontex. I rest my case. Nzo can hold his own. Yeah, I don't know. Yvette, if an African company corporation in America had the hands of slavery, blacks can sue them too, because the corporations are now seen as individuals. And I can hold my own too, but to Nzo, if you disagree, you're racist. You can't hold your own, because if you could hold your own, you would have went on a stream by yourself, like I am doing, right? Like I did. Nah, you needed to have your fucking echo chamber on there and blah 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 and whatever. So fuck this dude. Yeah, never mind. I'm gonna send you the link. Because I think I'm just about done with this clown, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Where are you at, nerd man? Here we go. I'll send it to the group chat with you and K-Dots. And just click on the link and you can hold your own. Damn, what I walk into, bro, a lot. I won't be 2 minutes. Nzo, I'm not deflecting. I'm talking about facts, but you're not interested in it, so I quit. Never asked for your facts, right? Never did. But you want to come and bring up facts, but your facts are without context, right? This is what I'm saying. You can sit there and you can talk about, oh, well, black people own slaves. Well, how many? Compared to the amount of white people who own slaves. Oh, black people sold their own slaves. Well, compared to how many were actually stolen and taken from Africa. Like, really? Fuck you. Never mind, you have your real name up there just to let you know if you want to change that. Fuck you, I didn't know what it one single handed drink over, so don't give me this. I will take a handout if offered. I don't give a fuck if you took one or not. Send me a private chat, Nerdman, to let me know if you're okay with that. First off, America didn't even give out any fucking handouts anyways, right? What'd you guys get? Like 2 stimulus checks in 3 fucking years? They didn't give you no fucking... Okay, wait, with what? Your name, your real name is on the StreamYard. Do you want that or do you want Nerdman? That's what I'm asking. Nerdman. No, I want Nerdman. Okay, so change it. You can change it. I'll change it. I got it. Cool. It's funny because usually I bring Nerdman in here to trash him, but there you go. Go ahead, Nerdman. The floor is yours.
Look, there's a lot of this is what I want to get into. There's a lot of propaganda around reparations that people don't understand. So first of all, and I think even some black people believe this. So the ideal of reparations is not to go after government, because government is of the people, right? That's the kind of trick that's been played on, kind of
Hold
anti-federalists
on,
and what.
Hold on. So then leave, Deej. You can leave. I didn't ask you to be here. Like, I don't know why the fuck you gotta put this like, oh, I'm bored and with this racist. See ya. Like, you can go. I don't give a fuck if you're on here or not. Oh, K-Dot, you want to come in too? I'll stay until you come home. 100%. I don't give a fuck if you in here or not. You know what? You can go watch the replay if you want to bounce. I don't give a fuck. Go ahead, Nirma.
Yeah. So government is supposed to represent people, and obviously private interest corporations have a big vested interest in getting people to turn against government, right? Which is supposed to represent them. That's democracy. But they're saying we want to reduce the powers of people, right? That's what that's what the right wing is saying, essentially. And they convince other people, like by going on about this individualism bullshit, that the government is against them, when in fact the government, and I'm not saying the government's great, don't get me wrong, but the government ought to be representative of the people, i.e. the democratic body. And so we should be fighting, if anything, not to, and I don't want to go into that because that's a whole separate other issue. But the point is government, people. So people think that, when it comes to reparations, that the people who are for reparations, and who are, the legal minds behind reparations are talking about reparations as coming from the government, i.e. from, everybody's pocket. So from, we're going to tax, like, say, all white people, right, to get the reparations for blacks. One, that even if, let's say, that's what the reparations people wanted to do, that wouldn't even be possible. There'd be no way of even doing that, right? So, in terms of kind of economic realities, how much headache that would cause, exactly the arguments that this guy's bringing up. Well, we'd have to go to every single white family and see, well, did they have slaves? You couldn't possibly operate that sensibly. So forget about even the ethical concerns about that. The logical administration of such a thing is impossible. So reparations people aren't going after that. What they're going after is corporations, because corporations, they fought because they knew, like, for things like freedom of speech, for things like the ability to hold property, enter into
redlining.
No. This is different. This is about corporate entities, like corporations, like Google and blah blah blah.
Yeah, corporations have a lot to do with redlining too.
No, I know. But this is what I'm getting to.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Corporations in America fought for the same legal rights as individuals. So every individual who goes out and votes and blah blah blah. So they've got almost the same rights, pretty much, as individuals outside of, like, they're not able to vote. Instead, they're able to influence politics by influencing media and influencing votes that way, enforcing candidates, paying candidates off and stuff like that. But essentially, corporations have the same legal rights as individuals, and that's what reparations can go after. So it's not coming after every Porsche Joe Smo white on the street, right, trying to take some of their taxes and redistribute that wealth. It's going after the corporations who were directly involved. So say, for instance, like a company like Ford, or a company like Volkswagen, right? Um, these companies you can directly, or even IBM, another one. These companies you can directly connect to things like, for instance, the Holocaust, to things like slavery. They were directly, principally involved in those crimes. And most people who, because they're individuals, right? Most people who were involved in those crimes as human beings, individuals, have died, right? Correct? Okay.
Yeah.
Corporations, because they're not, living flesh and blood, they live for hundreds, 200, 300, 400 years, right? And you can trace back their origin, right? And where they have a financial thing going all the way back to their origins. So you can see those companies as individuals, just like if for some reason a slave owner, right, somehow could live for 300 years, you could go back and say, okay, that slave owner, owned, or had my grandfather on his lot. He worked for him for free for, all his life. I want the money that you owed my grandfather, right? So that's essentially if like a flesh and blood person, right, who was a slave owner could live over an extended period of time, I don't think anybody would be arguing that the descendants could sue that slave owner, right?
Right. But here's the thing, man. Let me show you that, because I'm glad you brought that up, right? So in the conversation, he says, show me one person, parent or grandparent, that was a direct slave. So I said, someone on my stream was a direct descendant of slavery. What are you talking about? Is she a grandchild, great grandchild, great great grandchild? Where does it end? That's the point I'm making. You think everyone forever should get handed out money.
So this is the thing. Again,
he don't understand
it doesn't matter. It's the victim who gets to choose. The victim of a particular thing who gets to choose how long that goes on for, how long that they search for justice for their. If my grandfather was murdered, right, by, I don't know, somebody, again, you have to think about it like this. If the person could live, like you can imagine, like a person who did a crime, right, could live for 200, 300 years, right? So if my grandfather was murdered by the person who's now living for 300 years, would anybody say to me, oh, you can't, that was like, 200 years ago. What does it matter? If you've got the proof now that this 300-year-old man killed your grandfather, he still committed the crime, just like, if somebody murdered someone 50 years ago and you find out.
We have an example of that, nerd man. Emmett Till.
Right.
Emmett Till is the perfect example of that, right? Emmett Till, this woman lied on fucking Emmett Till. Emmett Till was murdered, and then they tried to bring charges against her, or they wanted to put charges against her before she died. And what did they say?
I don't know. What did they say?
No, they didn't charge her.
Oh, okay. So exactly, but that's because there isn't a direct law against that. That's the problem, right? So even though if there was a law specifically against what she did, then they could have charged her. The problem was, just like nowadays, a woman accuses you of the R word, right?
And you get away. There's no
laws against that. But if there's a law against it, of course we can, like 50, 60 years down the line, unless there's a statute of limitations on the particular crime. But there's not a statute of limitations on holding someone as a slave. There's not a statute of limitations of murdering people. There's statutes of limitation You know what I'm saying? Statute of limitation. What did I just fucking say? I'm sorry, I'm getting excited. But
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
there is a statute on certain crimes where I think there shouldn't be, like for instance the R thing, right? There shouldn't be a statute on that, but there are, right? But on the particular crimes that we are talking about, there isn't, right? So if a corporation, you just think of that corporation as an individual, some guy called Ben, right? Who just happens to be 300, 400 years old. There's no statute of limitations on the crime he did back then. And we're suing them, private companies. It's not coming out of any individual's pockets. And to this woman, whoever her name is, I'm sorry for insulting you, because I just was so frustrated at the stupidity of your comment. Right?
Probably gone though, but go ahead.
What's her name? Yvette. Okay. Yeah. You're saying, oh, well, we should go back and sue the Africans. Well, if there's an African corporation, right, that was involved in slavery, then the people after the reparations can go and sue them. It's not a suing against white people, it's a suing against money, against corporations who accumulated wealth from
off of the backs of slavery, 100%. But they don't see that, man.
It's not like, oh, we're gonna sue your aunt fucking Sue who lives down the street from you and has 5 fat children, you know, obese children who can't, you know, afford fucking health insurance. We're not suing you, we're suing corporations. Just like if a corporation poisoned your water, right? And that water gives you fucking cancer and you can fucking prove it, you can sue the corporation, you dumb assholes.
And you see, that's the thing there, man. It's like, oh, it's attack on fucking white people. We're gonna be, you know what I mean? Like he said, it's gonna be his taxes and all kinds of shit. But again,
this is propaganda that the corporations are spreading so that you would be against reparations. If anyone understood reparations, they would understand that it actually gives you more rights. If you allowed reparations to go through as white people, then if a corporation screws over your fucking you, for instance, or your dad or something, and he dies, you have more rights, legally speaking, to go after them and sue them in future.
And
they're fucking you over by making you think bullshit.
This is where the racist talking points come from. That is why I said that, because it's exactly what you said. 100%. It's the propaganda that they want to believe, but he's a conservative libertarian, right? So at the end of the day,
the thing is, those conservative libertarians who are super rich think you're a fucking asshole, Deej. They wouldn't fucking wipe their fucking ass with you. They think you're a piece of shit. They think you're so dumb, right? And that's why they spread all of these fucking ideas in your. You think fucking Trump likes you? You think Trump would think anything of you? Would, you know, like, if he wouldn't give a fuck about you, Deej. And none of these conservative libertarians, you know, who are very, very wealthy, give a fuck about you. They care about their money, and they will say anything in order to protect that money. And they will spread lies about all of these kind of institutions like reparations and all of that, and have you do their fucking propaganda for them because you're a fucking puppet.
And this is the thing, nerd man, right? Because of all of that shit, I completely forgot what I was gonna say, but at the end of the day, you're correct, 100%. And you want to fucking act like, oh, I'm going with facts, and this is facts and this and that. And I'm like, bro, you ain't coming with facts. You're coming with fucking white talking points, racist talking points, because one thing that they don't want to see is black people get ahead. Why the fuck do you think they burnt down Tulsa? You know what I'm saying? It's just fucking dumb, bro. Like, I'm just like, whatever, right?
Look, don't get me wrong, Anzo. There are a lot of crimes that very poor white people did to black people,
Of
right?
course.
And by rights, they should be able to go after them. And that's why even these civil cases were even brought up, where after a criminal charge, if a criminal charge doesn't go through, you can then go forward with a civil case, right? Because the civil case, with the high standard that they have for a criminal case is not the same as a civil case. The standard is much lower to be able to prove it's not guilt, but like in a civil case, it will be that you're responsible. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It won't be guilt.
Like what they got OJ for. Yeah. I know what you mean.
Right. So the standard is much lower, right? And they brought these civil cases up so that they could go after, these white people burning down, people's houses and doing all kinds of wild shit, right? But the problem is, just to say that the issue is not that I'm saying like, oh, those people have no culpability or something like that. But the thing is, reparations isn't going after those people. So if you're even concerned, oh, my grandpa, was part of the fucking Ku Klux Klan, but I wasn't, why should I get fucking sued for my grandfather? They're not going after your fucking grandfather. They don't give a shit about that. I mean, they care about it as it happened, but they don't, like, in terms of reparations, in terms of economic kind of things, your grandfather is very, very low down on the totem pole of who they're going after in this situation. It doesn't matter. What are they going to do? Get your grandfather's fucking goat? Oh, well, sell his fucking cow. Like, that's not what this is about.
But they think it is, right? And it's, to them, it's black people just asking for a handout, right? Because I don't know if you popped in at the original, but the original post was of this woman asking for reparations, and he said she's fucking lazy and asking for handouts. And I'm like, so wait, because a black person is asking for fucking reparations, they're lazy in handouts?
The Ukrainians are asking for handouts as well, I guess, right? Like anything that something bad happens to them and they ask for money as compensation, they're asking for handouts, right? Like the people who've sued, corporations for, as I said, like putting toxic waste in their water. I guess they're just lazy people asking for handouts, right?
And the Jews that got reparations, right? Never once did I hear him say they were lazy for asking for reparations. Never once. So it's okay for the Jews to get it, but when we ask for it, because we haven't got it, it's like, oh, where is this? And he obviously, because I said, like, bro, when slavery ended, it was 40 acres and a mule, right? He said, what are you talking about? Were you offered 40 acres and a mule? No. But that was what it was.
They got the whole New Deal as well. Look, I won't even go into it. They got the New Deal as well. Like white people after it was like just after the Depression or whatever. They had that New Deal which they excluded black people from. Right? They made sure trades that black people were in, that legally speaking, and this was white people in the South pushed for this. They ensured that trades that the black people typically were in, because they couldn't just say, oh, we're going to exclude black people from the New Deal. They had to go after the trades that black people were in and say that those people, for whatever reason, don't need to get the benefits of the New Deal, right? So let's just like just as a kind of example. But again, what did you just say? Because just remind me, because there was something I wanted to say off that.
Which part?
I don't know. You said something.
Lazy. lazy handouts.
Oh yeah, exactly. So was that lazy handouts, the New Deal after the Depression that white people got exclusively? No black people were able to get that, right?
Yeah,
That put them
you
way
gotta
ahead.
you gotta give me
That gave
something with
them
that. You
land,
got
properties, this, that, and the other.
Lerman,
So
you gotta give me something that I could look up for that because he's just gonna call it bullshit, lies, and shit. So find me something that I can look up and show the proof of it. All right, because I don't want to hear, oh, you see, they're talking bullshit and they're talking about propaganda and they don't even know this and that. So send me something so that I could bring it up and show it to
well
people.
documented.
I'm sure it is. You know what I mean? But you know they don't do the research, bro. They just listen to these white talking points. They don't do the research, and that's the thing. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, oh, well, you know, I've traveled many places and there are slaveries. Yo, listen, slavery today, if there is, because I don't travel, so I'm not gonna say there is or isn't, right? But I'm gonna say no, there isn't, because I don't believe it. But if there is, it is nothing today like it was when we were slaves. Like, let's not get that twisted. You know what I'm saying? They fucking lynched us, put us on stilts, and cooked us until we were fucking dehydrated. Like, what are we talking about here? Make that shit make fucking sense, right? Here's another one. You just said family gets paid. They are direct family, direct survivors, not multiple generations down the road getting paid money, which is what this woman wants. So, first off, descendant. Like, I can't explain it anymore. Descendant. Doesn't matter if it's your son, your grandchild, your great great grandchild, or whatever down the line, there is a descendant of that. So if 100 years from now they decide to give reparations, right? Most of those people that deserved it are dead. But if there is a surviving descendant 100 years from now, they will be entitled to what their family was owed. I don't understand why he doesn't understand that. I have no clue as to why he doesn't understand that. Insurance companies today do that shit. Like, what are we talking about? Jesus Christ, man. It's just the bullshit that these fucking dudes will go to prove their point. You understand what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, well, I'm going to say this, and this is what I read, and this is that, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, whatever.
Give me a second.
I know. I need this last of what is in the pipe, but so high. So smoke it, brother. That's what we do. We call it the smoking podcast. That's what we do over here. We bun and we talk and we roast people if we have to. You know what I mean? K-Dot said he'll be home in 5 minutes. You already have the link on K-Dot on Facebook, K-Dot. So when you're ready, you can just pop in. It's no worries.
And by the way, you did a
ahead.
good job, like just take it, because I couldn't deal with it. That's why I got off Twitter.
Oh,
I can't.
I know. It's funny because I actually think it was going to go the way it did, right? But I was like, look, like Nina Turner, lazy ass who wants free money. And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, so someone asking for reparations is lazy and only wants money? Like, where do you even come up with that? Like, you just want to sit there and fucking disrespect someone. And why the fuck do you care? This is what I'm saying. Like, why does it bother you so much that she's fucking posting on Twitter about reparations? Why?
Okay, so here's and I'll send you a link to this. So until the New Deal, blacks had shown. Sorry, let me just read this bit. So in 1936, some 75% of black voters supported the Democrats. blacks turned to Roosevelt in part because his spending program gave them a measure of relief from the Depression, and in part because GOP had done little to repay their earlier support. Still, Roosevelt's record on civil rights was modest at best. Instead of using the New Deal programs to promote civil rights, the administration consistently bowed to discrimination in order to pass major New Deal legislation. Roosevelt needed the support of Southern Democrats, i.e., white Democrats. Time and time again, he backed away from equal white rights regarding the New Deal to avoid antagonizing Southern whites. Although his wife Eleanor did take a public stand in support of civil rights. So most New Deal programs discriminated against blacks. The NRA, for example, not only offered whites the first crack at jobs, but authorized separate and lower pay scales for blacks. The Federal Housing Authority refused to guarantee mortgages for blacks who tried to buy in white neighborhoods, and the CCC maintained segregation camps. Furthermore, the Social Security Act excluded those job categories blacks traditionally filled. Yeah, this is historical fact.
Send me the link so I can show that up there. Cole said, damn, just got here. This for real? Yeah.
Anyone wants to read it?
Yeah. Cole said, damn, just got here. This for real? I mean, I always had bad vibes with him and how he acted. Not surprised. Got offended over us making jokes about him and others being racist. 100%. And that's the thing. I know now why it hurt him so much. Because he is. You know what I mean? It's just simple. Like, it is. What up, K-Dot? What you saying?
Yo, Blue Beetle Nation up in here. What's up? I just got here, so I'm kind of like getting caught up. But if you can basically sum what I basically heard, you sum up that Deej was tripping about people asking for reparations.
That's basically where it started. So this black woman, Nina Turner, said reparations are a debt that is owed. The U.S. government must pay. So Deej was like, Nina Turner,
as much as I agree with this woman, just to make it very, very clear, it's not the U.S. government. That's the propaganda that they put out. Corporations and very wealthy people put out.
There's a lot of European countries that owe us. The Dutch, many. It's a lot of them. It's a lot.
Reparations is specifically for America, right? It's not like widened out to Europe, even though it should be, right? But it's specifically going after America, and it's going after American corporations, not white people's tax money. It would be impossible to do that, even if we were being really, really vindictive. Even if black people wanted to be really, really vindictive and go after every last white person, poor, rich, whatever, who was involved in the slave trade, it would be logistically impossible. So they've never, ever tried to do that. They've tried to go after the legal entities that they can go after, which is corporations. This is what people have to understand. It's not government.
Got you.
Sorry,
but either way.
I mean, I'll be completely honest. Like me personally, right? If people do, because I'm not sure if you heard about it, SF wanted to do like some reparations thing, but it's like some bullshit, change and a couple of dollars, no real reparations, right? I don't care to ask for reparations because I know it's not going to happen. This reason I say so. But if people are begging for them, I got no issue with it because at the end of the day, the Native Americans has debts that's owed to them. Black people have debts that's owed to us, especially for the slave trade, and us the descendants are still seeing some of the effects of it. But realistically, this is the only way I see this is going to get done. We would need to forcibly take this shit back, because I'm not saying we are. I'm not saying we should do it, and I don't think we would win because they're not going to pay what is really owed. Mind you, we built a lot of stuff in this country. You think they're going to hand back the White House to us? Fuck no. Hand back the fucking Washington Monument? Fuck no. We built that shit. But all this stuff that we built, with our blood, sweat, and tears, they're not going to give that shit back. And if they do give some reparations, it's going to be some bullshit like change and a couple dollars and shit. It ain't going to be nothing. That's why I don't expect it. I'm just going to, I just move past it. But for people to ask for it, I don't think there's any issue with that because they are old. Like, you look at Native Americans, they're living on fucking reservations and shit, and it's like, damn, they went from this to this. Like I said, we are owed. That is a fact. But me personally, I'm not finna.
And the Native Americans are as well. And I
was just about to say that 100%. Native Americans are owed reparations as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing to say. And that's the thing to say that these people aren't owed, including us, is kind of weird. But to expect for them to do it, like, I'm just like, this country is not going to do it. They so fucking petty and stuck in their ways. For them to do this, these motherfuckers are too greedy to even do something like that. They're too greedy. They're already, like, man, I don't want to give up most of my stuff. And I doubt, and mind you, the people you're dealing with up above, look at the homeless crisis in America. They're not even helping the homeless.
Facts.
And I'm like this. What makes people think they're gonna give us any money and shit or reparations? They barely help the homeless. They choose not to help the homeless in this country. And it's a crisis right now. So,
and before you go, Norman, I just want to say this: if the Indians, the Native Americans, got the reparations before Black people, I'd be happy for them. Hands down, I think they deserve it more than we do.
They don't deserve more, but they deserve.
Bro, they do. They were. Listen, they are pretty much extinct, considered extinct, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying that, but like using us as cheap labor for over years.
Yeah. 100%.
It's just
I agree.
Bad as like just wipe. It's like, what would you rather be tortured over like 100 years or just be killed off? I don't know. It depends how you look at it, but
absolutely.
In any case, I don't even want to make that argument or have that argument. They just different reasons. And I agree with you that if they got it, I'd be happy for them, and that's it. But just going back to what you said, K-Dots, I absolutely agree with you. There's no way of getting it. There's no way. Absolutely zero.
There is one way.
But
we forcibly take it. That's the only way we get it. We forcibly take it.
You can try and think about that. Whatever. That would take a grandiose effort on the part of like everyone. But going back to your point, that for me, it's not about like whether we get it or not. It's about people understanding the argument being made, because they don't understand the fundamental argument being made. And if reparations were pushed through, it would actually, how you have this kind of case law in America, where basically when a case goes through, that becomes law. When a judge for instance, the abortion thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they pass through, a judge passes through a law, and that becomes law for the land, because so lawyers can refer to the people versus K-Dots, right?
Yeah,
they can refer to that law because the judge passed that argument. You've seen lawyers do that, right? When they're the people versus blah blah blah,
Roe versus Wade, blah 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 blah.
Right.
They always reference Roe versus Wade. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's the significance, that actually, if the reparations were passed legally, that would actually benefit the very stupid white people who are fucking against these things going through. Because actually, when government abuses them, when corporations abuse them, not government, but government it could be as well. But when corporations specifically abuse them, that would give them more legal legitimacy to go after them and more powers to go after them if reparations, for instance, was put through. Do you see what I'm saying? They could use that in case law to go, okay, look at this, right? And this corporation did this to my grandfather, right?
You see, and this is what I'm saying. So this is why I put this up, because this fucker, like, oh, I'm only speaking facts, right? Facts. So first off, the first document I put up was what Nerdman read. It's digital history, so you guys can find that. I'll post a link there so you'll have that too as well. And then I actually posted this as well. Who would pay reparations? In the financial world, reparations occurs when a tax-paying entity transfers money earned overseas back to the country where it is based. This can refer to a corporation that earns money from a foreign subsidiary or an individual who has investments, earned income, or money accumulated during travels abroad, right? So that's not like the slavery reparation, but what we're trying to explain to you is that it's from corporations, as Nerdman was saying. Go ahead, Nerdman.
Right. Thank you for putting that up, just so that people understand. That's a really clear way of showing it or demonstrating it.
Well, I was told I don't go with facts, right? So I had to come up with some facts there. You know what I mean? And now I can't see the tweets anymore because I'm blocked. So it's like, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna block him so that I can't read the tweets anymore. It don't matter. I did what I did. You know, there's a record of it already. So you can hide all your tweets all you want to. The record is still there. You know what I mean? So hide your racism, Deej. Hide your racism. I have no worries about that. K-Dot, anything else?
Look, at the end of the day, it's going to be a tough battle for reparations. It's going to take some years. Personally, I would say this. Us as Black folks, I don't know, we got to get up in other areas, because I think the only way for us to truly get what we need is to get ourselves in better positions in society. That's not to say like we get ourselves out the gutter. Like, we need to, for example, the amount of businesses that we could build up and obtain. For example, the music industry, different type of things. There's so many things that we're a part of that we are being used in, treated with, exploited and stuff. The NBA, football, really NBA football, the music industry. So many things we are being used, and like we really don't have as much power as we think. Like, for example, when a rapper signs a deal, they're screwed.
Off K-Dot's face, because it's blocking his face.
Yeah.
Like when these rappers sign a deal, they're screwed at that point. They're making money, but at the end of the day, they're still got to pay back that label. They're not living as lavish as we think they are. Yeah, they're making music, but they signed this deal and now they're stuck in it, and then they can't really get out of it. And it's like, wow.
100%. Whenever they go on tour, that shit comes out of their pocket. You know what I mean? 100%. Like when you think, oh, Beyonce is going on tour, right? She may make money, but that's hotel, the traveling, every fucking thing she want to go by private jet or whatever, it comes out of her pocket. The company will front it, but when she gets paid, all that shit is minus from her paycheck. 100% they're exploiting us, for sure.
Okay. Oh, and by the way, can I just add one more thing? Looking at that definition, you see that definition there of like how you would sue for reparations?
Yeah.
Looking at that definition, what you should also take into account is the very thing that they're always criticizing us for, right? They're saying, oh, well, you should sue the Africans who sold the slaves, right? Mm-hmm. Well, according to that definition, right, that you read up there, we can. So if an African company or an African, entity that operates within the United States, right?
Yep.
If they were involved in the slave trade and you can trace it back, you can sue them. That's the point. If reparations were to go through.
Yeah.
So this whole fucking bullshit about you've got to blame the fuck you. This is not you don't understand what you're talking about.
And they don't factor in at the time when there was Africans that did sell slaves that they had to Europeans, but they didn't realize that they were also going to end up becoming slaves too, because there were some African kings and stuff that owned slaves and had property, and they even had their own form of slaves, but they didn't realize that the Americans was going to take it. That's why, yes, there is faults in areas, but what the Europeans did, they took it too far. They literally went back into Africa.
They
literally went back to Africa in the 1800s and said, "We want to conquer this land." Mind you, the Africans were not trying to go over to Europe and conquer Europe. Yeah, they sold some slaves, but they didn't think this was going to happen. And in the small amount of Africans that this sell slaves did not compare to the amount the Europeans had and was distributing all over Europe. The Dutch trying to get in on Africa, Germany trying to get in on Africa. That's one of the reasons World War I started, because the Germans was mad because, oh my gosh, why can't we get enough of Africa? We want this part of Africa. Me. Like what? That's one of the reasons World War I started was because of Africa.
Preach on it, K-Dot. That's what
like
I'm
over dumb shit. Mind you, these people are going to war over land that's not even theirs.
I said that earlier. I said, you guys want to say, okay, because I said again, like history has been written by him. So there's certain things in there I don't believe, and I have like this black people on this slaves. Maybe it is so. Maybe I'm ignorant to say that they don't, but I don't believe it, right? But let's say I go with the fact, and this whole stream, I went with the fact that they did. The minority that owned compared to what the Europeans did, like that's the deflection, right? You want to go and talk about the minority instead of talking about the real issue, which is the fucking Europeans and what they did. Black people owning slaves was totally different than white people owning slaves. They even said that some of the black people that owned slaves did it to protect their families.
And also they was able to get themselves out of those systems anyways. Really, like you could literally pay you can work your way out of it. Yes, slavery is still wrong regardless. I don't agree with none of it, but at the end of the day, there's apples and oranges at that point with this. Like, yeah, they're both slavery, but what the Europeans did was far worse. And at the end of the day, they were just some lazy bums that didn't want to do their own work. They was like, well, we want to go over and build up these new colonies. Let's use this free labor while we got what we can do it.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm just saying, learn shit before you talk about shit, you know what I mean? And stop thinking that all these fucking these white fucking points that you have, racist talking points, because that's what they are. That's where you're getting them from, right? If you, I'm just saying, you like Trump, you're racist, bro. Like you ignore, first off, he called Al Sharpton and Reggie Jackson con men, but is a Trump lover. The biggest con man, and let's not just talk about his presidency, in business, the biggest con man, but this is the man you want to talk about. This is the man you have love for.
Can I say something about Trump?
Yeah, go ahead.
I realize he is I don't know. Like as an individual, I'm not the biggest fan, to say the least. Right? That's putting it mildly, politely. But I don't believe he thinks. I don't think he believes half the bullshit. It's specifically the race baiting stuff that he says. I don't think he believes half of it. I don't think he believed that he was really going to build a wall around, I don't think he believed any of that. I think he said it. I mean, if he believes it, then he is a bigger idiot than I even thought. I think he said it because he knew it would be popular. He knew that he would reach a certain, a certain group of people who would be, enamored by like those kind of statements.
But here's the thing, though, man.
Pushing behind that is just the interests of wealth, the interests, his own personal interests of, like corporate and other such wealth. He didn't give a shit about all this race stuff. That race stuff doesn't make him money. He just used that to get the presidency.
Right, but here's the thing, though, Nerdman. What he did was empower these racists, right? Because we said this before, like once Trump came in, it felt like everybody was coming out. You were seeing more of these Karen videos, people just chilling on the beach. You were seeing a lot more of this racist shit. And I think Trump gave people that power to feel like they can say this shit. Remember what he said with that riot where the white man drove the car through the protest? And he's talked about them racists being good people.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
He definitely was like, if he wasn't intentionally, like if he was just saying the same, he definitely did stoke those people and give them. He did empower them, because remember the January 6th event. That's the biggest indicator of it. When he told those people, he endorsed what they did. Like he didn't really demonize them for it the way he was demonizing people, trying to come over the border, over the border.
For the George Floyd, what do you call it?
Protest.
When they were rioting, basically.
Yeah.
Like he didn't go out and say, "Oh, you're good people. I love you. I care about you. You've just got to stop." That would have been the sensible thing to say. I understand your anger. I understand your bitterness, but you've got to stop this. You're burning down your own communities and stuff like that. I understand why you're angry, but I love you. You're good people. That's what he said to the people who went in. The
racists that drove the car through the protest. Yeah, that's exactly what he said about them. 100%. But that's not what he says about us. And that's what I'm saying. So you're like, oh, maybe he don't, but it makes it worse that he's inciting that shit. You know what I mean?
I don't think he doesn't believe it at all, right? And I even think look at what he did with the Central Park,
5,
guys, right? So it's not that I get the. I'm saying the reason he's doing it, right? It's not the racial issues. He's not doing it because, like, let's say he genuinely believed. I don't think he genuinely believes that taking all Mexicans or restricting Mexican coming to America is genuinely going to do anything of benefit, right? I think what he really is doing is using that in order to buffer his own, interests, right? So he knows that will get him votes. He knows that that's going to be popular amongst, as I said, a certain part of the voting bloc who always go and vote, right? And so he uses that. That being said, I don't think he thinks he's going to achieve any of these things, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong, and he is that warped. I don't know.
We'll see.
So that's
sorry, Rick, man. We've been talking and didn't get to your comments, but don't worry, you can keep asking questions. Tell me, is it racist to say that black people hustle more than a white person?
What do you mean? Wait, hassle or hustle?
Hassle.
What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
Right. If you mean hassle, like, if you see a white person doing something, a black person's gonna run up to them and say, "Hey, you shouldn't be doing that," or "Why are you in this building?" Then no, white people do that more, 100%.
No, but can you tell me what it means? I don't know what that means.
Oh, like hassle?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So,
wait, you asked for hassle, Nerman?
No, I know what hassle means.
Oh, you're trying to
I don't know what he means.
I don't know what it means.
It's very vague.
A little more context.
Well, he's saying, tell me, is it racist to say black people hassle more than a white person?
Oh, he said, I mean make moves, so he means hustle.
No, I don't know that that's what he means. Rick, do me a favor.
Oh,
I know that
he says it here. I mean make moves. So you mean hustle?
Hustle.
Like hustle. Right. Yeah. So you mean like hustle. You know what? I'm not gonna sit here and say that black people hustle more or white people hustle more. Because everybody hustles. It's a different type of hustle when it's white people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all it is. It's not about who's more or who's not. It's a different type of hustle, you know. So, but
yeah, I think
everybody hustles, man. You know what I mean? Everybody hustles. So
it's just a lot of our people could just, especially the ones I hang around. Well, some of the people I know, I just wish they would hustle in different ways. Like, you know, you got a bunch of like black streamers and stuff now doing their thing. Like, you know, hey, get on doing streaming or doing YouTube, do something a little different. They're hustling in a different type of way. I'm not gonna say, but you know what I mean. You know, like I said, it's so many different ways to make money now, and especially online. If you got the personality and presence, there's so many ways to make money safely without doing any crazy stuff.
Absolutely, 100%. But me, I don't knock anybody's hustle. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, do I think there's other ways to do it? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, you know, the government hustles us every day. You know what I mean? So if you can hustle yourself, and then do it, man. I don't care. I don't knock anybody's hustle. That is dumb. Fighting over ground. You said, tell me. Okay, I read that one. And there's a lot of differences that make us also different, forced on by the system. Or is that racist?
I don't get that. What do say?
Okay, so maybe it starts here. And if it's not, is it just who they are, or is it the system that makes it that way? And is a lot of the difference that makes us also different is forced on us by the system?
Like, what do you mean? I don't know. I don't like. Again, do me a favor, Rick. I know that you've got. I know you've got a limited space to write, but just put one, and just one for the first bit, 2 for the second bit, 3 for the second bit, so that you can have a full thought and we can read out the full thought. Because otherwise, I don't know about.
I think I understand what he's saying. So he's asking. First, he asked, "Tell me, is it racist to say that black people hustle more than a white person? And if it's not, then tell me, is it because of who they are, meaning black and white, or is it the system that makes them hustle?" And a lot of the differences that make us all different is that forced by the system. So he said the things that make us different is that forced by the system, right? Are people the way they are, or is it the system that's forcing black people to hustle more than white people? That's what he's asking.
I don't think anyone, like, I think people who are forced to hustle in general, because of their wealth or whatever, will hustle more. If you're born with that, I mean, I don't fucking hustle because I had I was spoiled. And it's not, you know, it's funny because I was spoiled and I wasn't spoiled because my mum was a fucking hard ass, but she was a hustler, right? So, because she was a hustler, I grew up with enough, right, where I don't have that hustle mentality in me, you know, like she put me in a position where I never felt like I was too like comfortable almost. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad because like I would like to be as much of a hustler as my mom. I mean,
You know what's funny though, man? Because same like you, I was
fair.
growing up in a way where my dad, made sure that I could get anything I wanted. You know what I mean? Within degree. So he was a hard ass too. Don't get me wrong, right? Like a real hard ass. But he also made sure that he was able to give me that life to where I didn't have to hustle. But I had friends who were right. So obviously you're gonna do some things that maybe you shouldn't have done or whatever, But for me, it was always an experience, and I was happy to get that experience that I did. But yeah, so I didn't have to, you know what I mean? I was handed a lot of shit for a long time. I didn't have to, but I still did it. Not all racists are bad. Yeah, I know, Cole. You cool. You're cool.
Shit, I mean, Cole. Fucking MCU loving piece of shit.
Had like 500 Panama people to try to hustle me and my friends for money at the border today. Oh, really? I believe in open borders.
Sound like that girl Carly from Falcon and Winter Soldier. She did.
That's another.
Look at what happened. She ended up shot saying that stuff. We want open borders. She ended
up no. It blows my mind though. Like, who told you a country is yours? That's what I don't understand. How people get this notion that a fucking country is theirs. Like,
you know how the Americans did it. They took it, right?
But that's fucking bullshit, though. I should be able to just go to St. Lucia like I want to, bang some St. Lucian chicks, and fucking get a job and like stay. I don't get it.
Well, what we should do, right, is all black people should get together, right, and go take back Africa. You understand? Like every single black person fly over to Africa.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think the Africans, they're gonna fuck with that because they're gonna be like, well, thank you for your help. Get the fuck out of here. They gonna tell us go. Like, well, thank you for your help.
I'd be fine with that as long as they get to you know what I mean, to strive to get money, become rich and powerful. So yeah, I'd be good with that. You want to kick us out because we ain't real Africans, whatever. But we did what we had to do to help our people. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, because it's a shame.
Want to go to St. Lucia. That's my only thing. I want to go to St. Lucia and chill. Why can't I do that? Explain to me.
Nerdman, Nzo, if you guys get a chance, y'all should check out that video on South Africa. And mind you, this is
South Africa with the fire and shit.
This is a video from 2 years ago talking about the segregation that was called, segregation in the country caused due to, the effects of slavery and all that. You don't got to watch it here on the stream, but if
the South African whites are even more infuriating than the fucking Americans. No lie, no word of a fucking lie. They even the entitlement that they fucking have is just, it's unbelievable.
Yeah,
unfucking believable.
You guys heard Dr. Umar, what he said about Africa?
What did he say?
Hold on, I'm gonna bring it up because I was like, fuck. You know what I mean? It's like they want Africa. Let's be real. Yeah.
China is overpopulated, so it's always looking for opportunities to dump some of the excess population.
Right.
And you know what's so sad? Chinese will come to South Africa poor, with nothing, and in 3 years, they're owning 2 and 3 major businesses. Because what happens is when the Chinese come, they employ their own. But this is exactly what the heads of state tell black people. Let the Chinese come to Jamaica. Let them come to South Africa. They're going to give you guys jobs. The jobs never come. China is overpopulated. So it's always looking for opportunities.
I have a little theory on that. Because it looks like, I think it's South Africa. They look like they want to get ready to merge with Russia and China.
Shit, my bad. picked the wrong one.
Honestly,
I was part of it, but there was another one where he's talking about how they're coming to buy up Africa. Yeah, go ahead, K-Dot. I'm gonna look for that one.
honestly, I feel like Africa might be in a better position to do that because I'll be honest with you, the USA and many other countries be straight disrespecting Africa, especially NATO. Um,
And you
like
think China?
there could be a possibility that China does just come in and take over, but China in the past couple of years, I don't think had a history of like trying to go and colonize stuff. Not saying they won't. I'm not saying they won't. Don't know if they will. Russia could probably try and do that.
They did with the countries surrounding them, but like with the, you know, after communism or whatever. But like, yeah, they were an isolationist country for a long time.
I mean, because this is the thing. If Russia and China get Africa as an ally, things about to change. They might, you know, most of the materials we need to, you know, make our tires for our vehicles in Africa, because elephants and all that. Yeah, they got elephants in other country, but like things gonna change if that happens.
You mean rubber? You talking about rubber?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna get crazy if they do merge with China and Russia, because if they got to go to war with the US, Africa's gonna be riding with it, and then we gotta fight our brother. Shit. Oh shit! Y'all know we gonna have to go to war. Yeah, I think Nerdman. I don't know. Shit, Nerdman, you're like sandwiched between.
I'm too old.
You're close. You kind of close to Russia.
You're
pretty much sandwiched. Like if Africa and Russia converges on you where you're at, oh, there's nothing we can do for you, Nerdman. You better you better come to America.
Dude, I'm going to St. Lucia. I've explained my options. I'm going to St. Lucia, chill with some chicks.
So here's the full video of what he was saying.
Certain lands, the right to certain waterways, and if it doesn't stop, Jamaica, ironically, the land of Marcus Garvey and Bob Marley, will be the first Chinese colony in the Caribbean. It's getting bad. And you know why it's happening? Because the black bourgeoisie leadership in both Africa and the Caribbean, they don't have to live with the consequences of the economic decisions they make. So if I'm the president of Jamaica, okay, and China says, listen, we're going to give you $1 million in retirement. We're going to build you a retirement home, but we want this, this, and this. And you can loan as much money as you want. You can borrow as much money from the Bank of China as you want. I'm going to be set by the time I leave office. But what about my nation? Jamaica will be struggling for the next 50 and 75 years because of bad economic decisions from selfish leaders today. And that's the problem in Africa, and it's the problem in the Caribbean islands.
No, that's true. I remember, you know, I love Angola and a couple of years ago.
Absolutely. Facts.
100%. You know what I mean? And that's what they're doing. They're buying up all this land and stuff like that. And you got to ask yourself, why do people want Africa so bad?
Materials. Africa has the richest materials on the planet.
Exactly.
Resources.
And you know what? When you see when you guys see where they show like videos and stuff of Africa, why is it always poverty? Why do they always show that? Why do you think that is? Have you ever seen a video, a commercial, or anything about Africa with cities and fancy cars and everything like that?
They do it. They want to do it to make it think Africa is nothing of worth.
Have you ever seen it, Nerdman?
No, you're right. I agree with you.
Because if you think about it, people looking at that, whether it be the Chinese and stuff, go like, Africa ain't got. They know Africa got stuff, but like that propaganda does make other countries think like, oh, Africa don't got shit. Their kids always sick. They always need us to donate them money. They ain't got nothing of value.
And that's kind of my problem with, or my issue with like your whole thing with like slavery and whatever kind of movies like that they do, right? Like the negative kind of representation of Africans, of like blacks, like so that they only see themselves as that. I get that completely, but there's a bigger kind of issue, that is perpetrated by the media in general. And I don't think that you need to limit like people's artistic expression who are trying to bring voice to, like, I don't know how to say it, like,
So
like,
I don't know if you guys.
like a film like this female king, or what was it called?
The Woman King.
The Woman King, right? Like,
Mhm.
I think that's when you're trying to limit like the expression of these kind of issues, you end up like, I don't know how to explain it, but I see a link between these two kind of things, right? Like the representation of blacks in general in the media, which
I
is
mean, like, I don't have no issue with any of it coming out. It just needs to be a balance. Like, it needs to be a balance of some good ass content. Because I'll be honest with you, I was just scrolling through TikTok. Have you seen those memes of like Tubi movies and stuff on TikTok and Twitter and stuff? It's all black movies and stuff. Like, man, hey, we stuck just doing cheap ass shit and stuff. I'm like, fuck. We need some like movies for us that really be like doing something grand, a big science fiction universe that we could create.
I agree. I'm gonna show this, but don't. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna show this. Don't judge me, but I've actually watched this show, and this is Africa.
This family, we're all kings and queens. Everyone here has achieved the most.
But look at the writing. Look how
Bow down, roll a red carpet. Destruction.
Not gonna show. What's that?
I don't like. Look how fucking like
yeah. There's a black one on there. There's a few black ones on there, like dark skin black. Yeah, there's a few dark skin blacks on there. But my point is, they don't show you Africa in that light. You know what I mean? You don't see that. These they are balling. When we talk about the money they have and stuff like that, they are balling, and they all still live in Africa. So
sure, but there's also a big problem in Africa, and that should be addressed.
But what I'm talking about what they don't show.
Go.
No, you go ahead.
No, you need a balance, right? Because what you just showed there is a minority of Africa, unfortunately. It's a minority.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
And so I want to see more of that. I want to see more of the Africa my mom came from.
Shit.
Like my dad came from. I'd like to see that, showing black achievement, but I also don't want to pretend like there isn't another Africa.
Of course, but what I'm saying is what they show us, right? They only show us the Africans starving and doing that stuff. That's all they show. What I'm trying to say is at least we need to see other things. Like you said, we need to see the one I showed or what you're talking about. Absolutely. But when you're only going in one way, right? But yet you're buying up Africa like hotcakes, that should tell you something. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying about it, is that should tell you something. When they show in Africa in a certain light, but everybody is trying to buy up Africa, come on now.
They all trying to get.
Would you be okay in them showing the corruption behind those wealthy people that we just saw? How they gain their wealth?
Absolutely.
Right? Absolutely. How they in the majority. Yeah, okay. So then we're on the same page. Because that's my problem. I don't want just a myth. You know, I want a kind of exploration. Okay, there are like there's no middle class in Africa. There's just super wealthy
The rich
people.
and poor. Yeah, and the poor. 100%. 100%. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Okay, guys. Well, I think I roasted this clown enough. I know someone came in here and said, I think he made another comment. You're still watching? Someone said, I'm here because a guy named D. Jealousy is crying on YouTube, on Twitter. What did you guys do to him? I didn't do shit to him. D caused this on his own. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. You know what I mean? I didn't do shit. We had a little thing on Twitter, and he wanted to come out here on fucking YouTube and make it public like that. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna make it public. And then he had his clonies and everything come in here and try to do their thing, but it is what it is. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't give a fuck. You know. I think he's going off right now too on his channel.
You broke him, Nzo?
Huh?
I said you broke him.
Is he on his channel? Let's have a listen quickly. I'm very curious.
See?
And we can do it off stream if you want. We don't have to. Oh, you want to watch it now?
Sure.
You don't have to give him a voice.
Just like it was fine for him to go hang out with my own kind, whites. If I had said something like that, boy, that's the biggest racist thing you could ever say. But to him, no, that's okay.
What?
Oh, yeah, I think the stream's still going, Thomas. He's been at it for a couple hours now. I must have really got under his skin.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
It was comical.
No, you didn't.
A few of us tuned in. We listened. We laughed.
Mm-hmm. So did I.
He had chat people attacking Yvette. It was comical.
Because she was saying stupid shit. Like, I don't care. They don't watch my shit anyway, so why the fuck do I care?
Oh, let him just show his true colors. Let people go back and rewatch what he says.
What's that?
They'll eventually figure it out. They'll eventually see.
Yeah, they will see.
Comical. I think actually they kept trying to goat me into saying something that they could report.
Name.
Well, you know.
What are you saying, Nerdman?
I'm not going to say racist terms because I'm not a racist.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say homophobic terms because I'm not a homophobe.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have I streamed with this guy?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. You were, I think you came on that OOC that night. He was on there. Or have you seen him on there? That's for sure.
I remember the name Deej, but I don't remember this voice.
Well, yeah, I've seen Deej was in the chat.
He was on the OOC. We were talking about that song there. Try This in a Small Town. And then Trump came up and then all that crap. I believe you were on a stream that he was on before. Actually, he's been on a few of the tournaments as well.
That's what I thought. I recognized the name Deej from the tournaments, but I just I can't remember exactly which one.
Yeah. But it is what it is, man. I like this shit. Like,
hey, can we DMC real quick?
What's that?
Huh?
What'd you say?
What'd you say?
Yeah, that's what I thought. You guys watching The Flash on streaming? Huh?
No.
The Flash, it's on streaming now. You watching it? Cause that's
I
quick.
watched. I already seen it 2 times already, Nzo.
Oh yeah. How long did it take to come on streaming? Like 10 days?
Better film than what MCU movie recently came out. Yeah, better than Guardians 3. Facts.
You're out of your mind.
I like Guardians 3, man. You know, I'm saying that I love Guardians 3.
Even Nerdman can't agree with that one.
No, I can't. I look, as I told you, it's the VFX, bro. I can't. And some of the music choices as well annoyed me. Oh, it's just like that rock and roll thing when he's first running. And just like play a fucking epic song, like an epic theme. I don't need no fucking, like when it's just bullshit.
You want that hip hop, hip hippity hop hop, and don't stop.
Sometimes it works, but like I prefer, like even Shazam, Fury of the Gods, or like the Batman, right? They had some like a couple of songs in them, like lyric songs or whatever, or pop songs, but the majority of it was like epic theme, right? Like a theme. Like I can't think of a theme from that Flash movie. Like, can you think of the theme music for the Flash movie?
When Barry turned back time at the end, right before he saw his mom. That whole score that was playing.
That was theme music. That was like a song.
It was a score. I mean, he didn't have a theme. Honestly,
you can't do that in DC movie, man. You need to have like Superman 78 set the standard. That's what DC. That's the brand.
Ain't no look. I talked about this on Twitter. There's only one superhero that has a theme close enough on par with Superman's in 78. That's Batman. And then third, Spider-Man. Those are the only iconic superhero themes in movies right
now. That Shazam
Batman always has the best one. Superman,
Shazam and Wonder Woman was kind of dope. They had a kind of dope ones.
I'm kind of off the Wonder Woman one. It's not a bad one. It stands out.
I'm not talking about the. I don't like that one. I've never liked that one. I'm talking about when she was on the, what's it? No Man's Land scene, for instance.
Oh,
that for me.
Man, it's not really her theme though. The BVS one, her themes. That's what it always plays. That No Man's Land scene was a great score. I wouldn't call that her theme.
I want to hear score. I want to hear a great score. Like that's what I got from Shazam 2. That's what I got from that Wonder Woman movie. Like a great fucking score. These
man, you want me to tell you what that score is? That's the white man score. We don't want that score. Nah, I'm joking.
But Blue Beetle, man. Blue Beetle. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you?
Better than every MCU movie this year. Better than Across the Spider-Verse. Man, shouts out Blue Beetle. Shouts out to the Mexicans.
Very good. Blue Beetle's very good. But what did I tell you? You were going, oh, Ezra Miller and blah, blah, blah. It ain't no Ezra Miller. It's DC's fuck. They fucked it. By not continuing that justice. Once they stopped the Justice League storyline where he was fighting Apocalypse or fighting sorry, this isn't the topic, right? Once they stopped it when they should have continued. He was gonna go and they were gonna fight Darkseid. If they continued that and then they put little what you call it, like after credit scenes on Shazam, they put an after credit scene on the Flash where it's like, oh, Darkseid's coming. You would have seen those movies would have made more money, dude.
I mean, look, I'm not saying they wouldn't, but even if they made little tweaks, I don't think it was ever going to jump off because
that tweak alone would have.
Well, no, it's this factor. It's this factor.
Think about the DC. He fucked.
No. Look at it like this, nerd man. Look at it like this. Zack Snyder already killed the universe before you can build the universe. And let me say this. This is why. Batman was pretty much on his last legs. Batman's like damn near 20 years in. He's on his last legs. Well, how many more decades can you get out of Batman? What, another decade? And then you killed Robin. So you killed Titans. You killed so much opportunities for that type of stuff. Because what he wanted to do was he wanted to, if you remember his plans, he wanted to flashpoint it and then reboot it and have a universe where Henry Cavill was still going to be Superman and his son was going to be Batman, but it was Batman with the father. I'm like, I don't want that bullshit.
You're specific. I'm talking about the general idea. The general idea. Yeah, go.
Never mind. There's something you might want to hear. Do you want to hear it?
Oh, what is he gonna say?
Yeah?
What blasphemy are you gonna spit now?
No. It's from the other stream. You want to hear it?
Go.
Yeah,
go on.
All right. I'll just bring it back a bit.
This thing ever. And the other one trying to say it's corporations. No, it's not. They are going strictly after the government, which means it's taxpayer dollars that they're going after.
So wait, hold on. Do I need to bring?
Generally speaking, even if they were trying to do that, it would be impossible, and they would revert back to corporations. But whatever, go ahead.
Do I need to bring up the proof again? Like here we go. And then y'all can read, right? In the financial world, reparation occurs when a tax-paying entity transfers money earned overseas back to a country where it is based. This can refer to a corporation that earns money from a foreign subsidiary or an individual who has investments, earned income, or money accumulated during travels abroad.
So, okay. So, first of all, how would they do that? Are they going to separate everyone's taxes, right? So you exclude all black people's taxes, you exclude all like Mexican, Hispanic, and we only isolate the white people's taxes, yeah? Right? So that's the first thing we're going to do, right? Look, just think about what. Right? So
right. Or no man, they just pay us, right? And the black people have to pay it on their taxes as well, right?
Yeah,
so they paid us money, but we still got to pay it in our taxes. Like, really?
It's completely ludicrous. So yeah, we're going to pay the taxes to pay off ourselves. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much.
So dumb. You're confusing again. He's confusing the government distributing the reparations with the government actually being the ones that pay it.
Yeah, right. Absolutely, 100%. 100%.
He does realize corporations pay taxes as well, right? He's aware of that.
Well, maybe not. Even the way he's talking, right? Like, really? So it's gonna, or maybe it's not gonna come from the corporations. It's just gonna come from the individual, right? They're not gonna tax corporations, man. They're just the individuals.
Yeah, we're all gonna just pay taxes to pay off, like to
right.
Give back
so
to ourselves.
So with his example is what they're going to do is they're just going to round up all white people and make them pay the taxes to cover reparations. Because that's pretty much what it would be, right? Like, are we kidding here? Come on, man. Come on. Whatever. It is what it is. I mean, there's no facts. I've brought facts. You know what I mean? I had my facts before I started this stream. I said I'm coming with facts, but my facts are irrelevant compared to his. So is that why we are slowing down? What do you mean slowing down? Cole said, Nerdman, I doubt he's even aware of the working conditions at Walmart and Apple. Of course not. This dude gonna say MSK shot himself. Gotta head out. See you later. Excited for Outlaw Jesse Black 2023, spiritual successor to Black Dynamite.
Oh wait, Cole, is that streaming or theaters? I want to watch that. That looks funny. That's what Michael J. White should have been doing. He should have been doing strictly comedy. Like,
you know, I was never a fan of Black Dynamite.
You don't like Black Dynamite, Nzo? That shit funny.
I gotta watch it again.
You was probably in a bad mood when you watched it.
You're not the only one. I don't get that shit.
Not a fan of it either.
Y'all some haters.
I liked the Tyrone better.
The freaking literal villain of the movie is who's that motherfucker? Who's his name? Richard Nixon. And he's mad because black people got bigger dicks, and he wanted to create a formula that shrink our dicks. That's a good plot. And then Black Dynamite here trying to say the black men in the community by stopping Nixon. That's a good.
When does that shit come out, anyways?
I think it's a straight. It looks like a straight to streaming movie. Let me see.
Imagine how pissed you'd be if you were a black guy with a small dick.
I don't know, man. How do you feel about it?
Oh, it comes out September 15th.
No, mine is like it's okay size. I'm fine with mine.
Okay, then we don't need
I'm just saying, like, I've always thought about that. Like, that must be weird because there are a lot of black guys who aren't like well endowed. You know, it's not like a.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
So,
of course. Just like there's some white guys that are probably well endowed.
You know,
as well, so.
The black Republicans, bro.
What's that?
I bet you at least 60% of the black Republicans, that's one of the reasons. Like,
well, to be honest with you, yeah, that would probably piss you off. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
100%. That would probably piss you off for sure. I know we'll go for another 3 minutes and then we'll close it out, man. I mean, we did what we had to do. We said what we had to say. What's that?
You think DJ has any chicks? That's what I always think. That's what I always go back to it. Like, dude, like, it's okay, man. I can teach you how to get laid. Okay. Come to me, I'll give you some advice. Let's have to get all fucking racist and shit.
I'll talk to you about that backstage. I'm not gonna, go down to that level down here or whatever. I did say earlier that, you know what I mean? But that was just being heated and shit. But, but what you're thinking is probably correct. What you're thinking is probably correct. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But you know what I find funny? And I say this a lot. There's a lot of YouTubers that don't have no chicks or can't get no chicks, bro. There's a lot of them. Like, really and truly, there's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to judge people for that. I've had, like in past, I wasn't like the chick master or anything.
Of course.
I'm not judging people like that, but like, there's a certain point you grow up, you learn your trade. You know what I'm saying? And then you
you either gonna be slinging that thing, or you just waiting to, or waiting to sling that thing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's. Sometimes you can tell because there's so much hostility built up in them. You know what I mean? Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just talking about the situation that's going on here tonight. I'm just talking in general, right? You can tell. You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous sometimes when you hear some of the things that some of these people say.
It's just they're nerds. That's the problem. They're nerds. Like, there are some ones that I can tell, like, I don't think they have. I really don't think they have that problem. But
Right. There's some girls that could be gay girls for sure. It's not.
But see, it's like the people that be watching Fresh and Fit, right? And you kind of boil it down. Not all of them, but most of them, you boil it down to that. You know, they had some very bad experiences with women, and they kind of like take it out on a lot of women and stuff. And it's like, hey, your experience that you had with that one girl is not going to be the same. Yeah, there'd be a lot of women on some bullshit, but you know, your experience is not reflective of the majority of women. Because you know, a lot of them think these girls are going to Dubai. These girls ain't going to Dubai like that.
Facts.
You know, there's a lot of pretty girls. They all ain't going no damn Dubai. It happened, but it's not happening like the way they try to make it out to be.
Of course, 100%. You know, but you know, to me, it's like it's like, you know, you come on stream in pink bunny costume, you ain't getting no gals. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now, really and truly. But it's all good though. It is what it is.
I'm not trying, but I'm not trying to be like bad towards them. I'm just saying there's a way to solve that problem. You don't need to go on hating a bunch of people. It's not going to get you anywhere. This is the problem. They've already given up on the idea that girls can like them because they think there's something inherent about them that makes girls not like them. And the fact is, that's not true. You can change yourself. You can not change yourself to get girls, but change yourself for the better, and then you'll see the girls come, or you'll see the you just in general get better. You know, you just because I don't think getting girls is not like
nobody.
Once women are not on your mind like that, then you'll see that your chances with them will improve. That's what I'm trying to get at.
That's why you literally just focus on doing what you got to do, and it's like it's gonna come.
Bettering yourself, 100%. Better yourself. You know what I mean? And you need a little bit of confidence as well. You have some confidence in there, and you'll be able to pick up, man. You know what I mean? It's all about confidence. And some people feel like they get rejected 1 or 2 times, and it's the end of the world. You know how much rejections you're gonna get before you actually get one to say yes? It's gonna happen. Every man.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? To every man. So, but it is what it is, man. You know. Gotta go, guys. It was fun. Thank you for coming out. Much appreciated. Let's start about talking about G. Well, that's how the stream started, but
we don't care.
He came out, right? You know what I mean? He came out and said some shit about me. Did a stream on it, so I just had to do a little clap back. He's on there now talking about the shit again, but he ain't really saying nothing but a word. So, you know what I mean? He can run off his mouth, say what he want to say. It's all good. You know, we brought up facts on here. You know, he can deny them all he wants to, say that I don't bring up facts, but you can go back and watch a stream and you can actually see that there were facts brought up on this stream. So it is what it is. K-Dots.
Yep.
Where can they find you, sir?
You guys can find me at SSJ K-Dots Sanctum. Did a stream with Terrence earlier where we talked about the amazing Flash and Blue Beetle and how it's better than every single MCU project. Go check out that stream. I'm not going to stream tonight. But I am going to record more gameplay of Starfield and upload it when I get the chance this week.
Hey, what up, Mike? What's going on? Thanks for popping in. We just closing up, but always a pleasure. What up, Tony? Thanks for popping in. Always a pleasure. Nerdman.
What do you want?
Shout out to where they can find you. See, you don't really do shit on your channel anymore.
Road Comics comes right at the end. It comes right at the end.
Dude. Mr. Good One, Mike. Mr. Good One.
What's up, Mike? You still losing at Fortnite or whatever you're doing? Yeah, my channel's the Hot Takes Tuesdays, Nerdman. But you can mainly find me on K-Dots or Nzo's channel, to be honest. So I'll just shout out their channel.
Absolutely, 100%. And I am Bigger Ford Entertainment. It was a pleasure. Thank you all guys for coming in and enjoying the stream. It was a pleasure. You know what I mean? I think we exposed what we had to expose, regardless of what he's trying to say right now or whatever. But facts are facts. You know what I mean? You guys can make your own decisions. You really need to stop platforming Nerd Melonzo. I know, man. I know. You go back and watch the stream, Mike. I was all by myself, but then Nerd Man, you know how he is when something comes up and he's like, "Oh no, I got to come in and say something." You know what I mean? So he had to come in and say something. But it is, it is. He's worse than COVID. When you're gonna expose Nerd Man? You know, one day I'm gonna do an expose on Nerd Man and all his.
I'm waiting. I want you and Rogue Comics to do the expose.
Expose on Nerd Man and all his DCU bullshit. You know what I mean? And hatred for the MCU and all of that shit. Yeah, he'll definitely get
that. I'm secretly a big MCU fan, or what? What are you gonna?
You did say that. I'd have to find that clip, but you did say that. Plus, you also did a wicked rap for the MCU. You know what I mean? You did that too as well.
Oh so, yeah, that was hilarious.
You know, so he is a secret undercover.
Man, you can never do it. Do not do an MC rap for these people again. Even if you lose the bet, do it.
Well, at least he was man enough to make the bet. You were chicken. You didn't take no bet. You were scared, bro. We tried to get you to get on the bet.
I knew y'all was gonna do some sneakies. Well, it was for the Batman, right? What was it? What was the rap for?
To make $1 billion. My Batman was supposed to make $1 billion.
That's the thing, right? We over here we don't value our movies making a lot of money. We just care if our movies are good.
Well,
so that 700 million is worth just as much as $1 billion in our hearts.
What Nerdman did, that's why he took the bet.
No, I didn't. That's not what I just.
Besides, it was we were so kind of close to COVID.
Exactly. Tell him K-Dots.
So close to COVID.
Excuses. Always excuses. Deflecting excuses.
The Batman did make $1 billion. Like when you think about it.
Oh, now when you think about it.
If it was 1982, it would have been $1 billion.
Facts.
No, it wouldn't have. I actually like it too. I like it, Franca. You know, check out the round table. Well, I'll see on Sunday if everybody can do it on Sunday.
What is it? She's a ninja now? She's a ninja, but she's a ninja, right?
She's not a ninja. Well, I won't call her a Jedi, but she's Force sensitive. She was trained by Anakin.
I think nerds have run off. Like, is anyone watching? Does anyone care about Ahsoka even?
Yeah, we watch it. I do a watch party every fucking Tuesday for it.
You know,
and I'm enjoying it. It's good. I like it. So
no, it's ruined nerd culture. That's the thing. When we look back, you'll see.
Look who's talking. Nerd culture. Look who's talking.
And nerds who fucked up nerd culture.
Facts. I say the internet overall fucked over nerd culture. This shit got people spoiling movies and shit. All these scoopers and stuff saying the Blade gonna be in Deadpool 3. Like, damn, let me get surprised that Blade gonna show up in Deadpool 3. Damn.
Yeah, I tried.
People telling you what they're gonna think, telling you what you should think about movies and shit.
Mm-hmm. Like actual scoopers spoiling the movie.
Or people running off here with propaganda and shit. You know what I mean? Trump motherfuckers.
Hey, I'm just letting y'all know if Blade does show up in Deadpool 3, that's why that movie will make $1 billion, not because of Wolverine. If Wesley Snipes Blade show up in Deadpool 3, shit, everybody in theater finna be doing backflips. So that shit gonna be amazing.
What, he gonna show up in there for 10 minutes? What if he shows up and they do a fucking Professor X on him and kill him? Wolverine kills Blade.
Well, I don't even think. When Well, I wonder if that version of Blade could show up because remember Warner Brothers did those first 3 Blade movies.
So let's say he did. He shows up and they kill him. Then what?
See how Warner Brothers did the first Black Marvel movie?
Facts, bro. Blade's a DC movie.
and the better one, because Blade is better than Black Panther.
Facts.
Wait. How is Blade a DC movie?
Warner Brothers did it, and they own DC.
So
Warner
Brothers. Let's be real.
That's crazy. So, that kind of blowing my mind.
But the credits do say Marvel, though.
Yeah, but Warner Brothers made the better Black Marvel movie.
Better than Black Panther?
Yeah, it's better than Black Panther.
No, it is not, bro. No, it is not.
Panther, bro.
No, it is not. No, it is not.
On Black Panther.
No, it's not.
I would put on Blade.
No, it is not.
Would you not put on Black Panther?
See, this is the bullshit. You see, this is why Mike is right. This is why Mike is right to not have this fucker on the screen. What are you talking about? Blade is good. It's a classic, 100%, but it is not better than Black Panther.
Dude, K-Dots, would you put on Blade before Black Panther? Just tell the truth.
Before Black Panther 2, yeah. I mean Black Panther 1, yeah. But I love Black Panther 1. I ain't finna hear.
No, I'm not saying.
I will put on Blade 1 first. I'm putting on Blade 1 first before anything.
Yeah, exactly. You know you put on Blade 1. You put on.
But Blade 1 and 2. Wait, hey, I'll say this. I'll watch Blade Trinity before I watch Black Panther 2.
You were out of
and Blade Trinity is horrible. Also.
You were out of your fucking. You see, that's that DC bullshit coming out in this guy. I don't even know where the fuck I have these guys on the street. This is not what I fucking was planning on doing. Why do I have these guys on here? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, really? This is some fucking DC ass bullshit.
Okay, answer me this question and answer it honestly. Is Blade a cooler character than Black Panther?
Is he cooler?
I think Wesley Snipes.
No. K-Dots, don't say anything. So you could put tell the truth. Hand on your heart. Yeah. On your son's life, is Blade a better character than Black Panther?
Chadwick Boseman killed. Hold on. Chadwick Boseman killed that role. He had this swag that I'm sorry, Wesley Snipes didn't have. Like even when he's walking down the hall, he has this fucking. He has this pimp walk. You know Nah. Chadwick Boseman had this pimp walk. Like he knew he was the Don. You know what I mean? Not even close to Wesley Snipes. Sorry.
Wow.
Blade was not even a king, and he had more swag than Black Panther.
Nerd man lives forever. No, he does not. No, he does not. 100%. Sorry. Don't get me wrong. I like Blade. You know what I mean? His leather jacket, his shades and shit. 100%. But when it came to
Blade was a realer nigga than fucking Black Panther in the Black Panther movie, bro.
We were talking about swag though. When it came to swag,
and Blade has more swag. What are you talking about?
That walk where Chadwick Boseman was walking down the hall, you know what I mean?
I'll say that Deacon Frost and Killmonger are a wash. They were both great villains.
What?
Played well. They're a wash.
No. Killmonger is way better than Deacon Frost.
Are you serious? He enslaved mom.
Deacon Frost was horrible.
That is some wild stuff, Hanzo. Deacon Frost turned his mother to a vampire and was fucking his mama this whole time, and he thought, "Oh, my mama dead." Now he too busy fucking his mama. Then he said, "I believe your mom been here the whole time." That's some evil shit. That's evil.
Killmonger is still better. I'm sorry, can't do that. Now, Blade is a good movie. Ain't nothing wrong with saying he's number 2. You know what I mean? But it's what it's Chad all the way. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman.
No, rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman, but he was the worst thing about the Black Panther movie. What? He was one of the worst things about the Black Panther movie. At least one. He's in the top 10 worst things about the villain was better. His girlfriend was better. Okoje was better. Even fucking what's his name? Alfred. What's our boy? Our boy from the Batman, Alfred. What's that guy's name?
Agent Ross?
No, he's
no.
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis is better in Black Panther than Chadwick.
He was not.
Yes, he
was not. No, he was not. You see, this is the bullshit. Oh my god! I think it's time to end this stream because Nerdman is fucking giving me a headache, and I had to deal with going through these for 2 hours, and this Nerdman coming in here with this bullshit like giving me a fucking headache. Nerdman out here trying to get canceled. Don't let Chill hear you say that's nonsense. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I like Chadwick Boseman, but Black Panther's his worst role. Of his major roles, Black Panther is what he is worth.
So would you say
Black Bottom way better? In the James Brown movie, way better.
I was just about to say that. No, he was not. No, he was not.
I do like him in that James Brown movie. That's probably my favorite movie.
Absolutely not. He was a horrible James Brown. I'm sorry.
He wasn't bad. He did a good.
He was horrible. He didn't have the voice down right. I'm sorry. He tried, but he did not have.
Yeah, he didn't have the voice down right for Black Panther either. He not good. Bro.
What do you mean?
That was good African, bro. That was not a good.
I'll give you that, Tim. I think 42 was his best movie. 100%.
Yeah, it's well.
42 was really good.
So his worst one was the Spike Lee movie. I'll give you that. That was his absolute worst.
Brothers?
That Spike Lee movie was all over the place. You had these when they they did those flashback scenes and the actors was like still old as hell. I was like, why just cast younger people for the flashback?
That was some strange bullshit, bro. You remember that? They had flashback scenes. I remember watching it and like,
I was dying.
You see, I don't remember that. I have to go back and watch it. I don't remember that.
Chadwick Boseman was young, and they were also old, and I'm like, wait, what? I thought it was their memories. Did you think it was their memories, and then they're remembering themselves? I don't know, man.
Yeah, I thought it was that. I thought they was like putting themselves from now into it, but no, those are legitimate like flashbacks to when they was in the Vietnam War, and I was like, why are they old?
I did have him on the OOC a couple times. Yeah, the last one was when he was defending that Trump bullshit. Yeah, 100%. Trump lover, so that says a lot, Go ahead.
Spike Lee's a genius, but he's fucking crazy, bro. You can tell he's on edge.
I like Four Brothers though. I thought it was good.
Oh no, man. How can you have flashbacks where you're the same age as
I don't remember that though. That's the thing. I don't remember that. I have to go back and see it.
That was so crazy. It took me out of the film so much. I couldn't get back in. I was just like, why are they the same age? It was really hard to watch that. Maybe I'll give that a go. But I honestly think this Black Klansman as well was a little bit overrated as well.
Okay.
His early
John
Klansman was good.
But that was strange as well. Why did they need the Washington guy? I thought when they said Black Klansman that I didn't know exactly what they were going to do, but I thought he was going to. Why would you need the Washington guy to be on the phone when you've got the white guy? Why didn't the white guy just do the phone calls?
Because the white guy wasn't the white guy.
The white guy was what?
The white guy wasn't a good white guy. I guess no, what I'm saying is the white guy wasn't doing a good impression of a white guy.
Yeah, I know, but like it was just very strange. I was just like,
it was.
Oh, you're calling the guys, but you're not even doing the same voice as the white guy. So I thought he was going to imitate the white guy's voice, but he just did like a kind of different white guy's. I don't know, man. It was interesting, but I just think Spike Lee's earlier movies are just way better than the ones that he got Oscar nominated for, like recently. I think they do that thing where they just give directors like Oscars for their achievements rather than the actual film.
Yeah. Oh,
all right, but you want to go? I can see you want to chill. You want to go? I get it.
No, I'm just doing something, looking at something. So, but yeah, I think that's it. Though I think we've done enough. You know what I mean? Unless you guys have anything else you want to talk about, I'm off for 2 more days, so I'm good.
I'm gonna go to work. But I just want to look. I'm just saying, everyone knows it. Blade is better than Black Panther, and that's the fact. And what Warner Brothers made the better Black than the MCU. These are facts.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
No, these are irrefutable facts. And yeah, sure, I like
enough room for my fist because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine.
Also, real quick, y'all know that Total Recall movie with Arnold? I think it was Total Recall. There's a scene where he gets pulled away and he's. Let me find it. That scene is so funny.
Total Recall.
Yeah, it's the one Arnold was in, and he was walking down the stairs, and those guys grabbed him, and then he was just like, "What is going on? What is going on?" I didn't do nothing. Yeah, right here. Found this shit. This scene.
Yeah. Sonny's hilarious.
Right here.
You sharing it?
Yeah. Right here.
Is it The Running Man or is it Total Recall?
Total Recall. It's
I think I know what you're talking about.
The guys.
I don't know Running Man and Total Recall, best Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. I don't care what they say about.
Thank you very much, but hey, come right here. Come on, bring him all down here. Come on, move it. Let's go get that drink. What's going on?
Let's go get
that. Oh my gosh, Arnold, man. What's fucking going
on? But I think I'm there with you, nerd man. I think Running Man Predator. Predator is up there too.
Predator, that's what I was saying. Predator, Total Recall, Running Man. Those are my 3. I would put in T2 as well, but
yeah, there's T2. There's Tim said True Lies. That's correct too. I forgot about those 2.
True Lies True Lies is good. It's not good as
I like some of his early shit like Commando and Raw Deal and those type of movies. You know what I mean?
Hero? Remember Last Action Hero?
Wasn't a fan of Last
Action
Hero. Last Action Hero. I was thinking of Jingle All the Way. No, Last Action Hero was tight.
Yeah.
Last Action Hero was tight. Different type, but it's okay. I wouldn't say for me it would be one of my best with him, but Twins is good.
Pound for pound, I don't think he made that many bad movies. I think his ratio of good movies from the 80s to the 90s is pretty fucking high. Like afterwards, you want about him. But
Eraser wasn't that good. I wasn't a big fan of Eraser. There was another one that he did, but these were like when he came back, you know. But when you're talking about his early days, yeah, I would definitely agree with you.
There weren't any. Even what was it? That one with where he plays Conan and shit. Even that one was.
Of course. Oh, of course. But some would say that Conan the Destroyer, the second one, was weak. Some would say that. I don't think so. I liked it. You know what I mean? But some would say it's not up to par. So,
in my opinion, Arnold Schwarzenegger made the best action movies of all time.
Eli said Last Action Hero sucked.
There's no one even close, bro. People who bring up Tom Cruise can suck my ass, right? Nothing on fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger when it comes to action movies, bro. Nothing.
Yeah, would you say Sylvester Stallone was up there with him?
I don't think so. I'm sorry. I don't. The Rambo movies, they're not on par with Total Recall. They're not on par with Terminator 2, right? So they're maybe on a par with like Commando or something like that. Mm-hmm. Maybe Commando is a little less good than the Rambo movies, but in general, okay, he's got the Rambo movies, he's got the what's it called, the Rocky movies, which got less and less good. And then what has he got? I mean, even like he's got like Tango and Cash, not as good. This one with Wesley Snipes is probably his best one. The one where he goes
Demolition Man.
Demolition Man. I can't think of how many straight action movies that aren't Rocky or Rambo that you can put up against T2, bro. Or
Cobra. Hey, listen, I would say shit, I think it was just the one that was called Rambo, the first one where he actually came back. That one was good. First Blood, I think I would be able to put First Blood up with anything Arnold Schwarzenegger has done, to be honest with you.
Wow, that's against Predator.
First Blood is fire, man. I'm sorry. That movie was one. Yes.
Wow, I don't know, man.
Best underrated shoot.
First Blood is really good. I still need to get through 2, 3, and 4.
Exactly.
Are we talking like the better actor? Because I think Stallone was the better actor back then overall, in general of like skill.
Mm-hmm.
But Arnold did, Predator, Terminator 2.
Listen, Arnold is the best action hero. That's for sure.
Rocky movies too.
Mm-hmm. Arnold Schwarzenegger is the best action hero. That's for sure. But I think, like I said, with First Blood, I would say that's Stallone's best one, and I would be able to put that up against T2 or Predator or would it be it? Maybe not, but I would put it up there for sure. That movie is so good, bro.
I'm sure it's good, but like I'm just saying, does it? Even K-Dots just said it doesn't inspire him to go and watch Rambo 2, Rambo 3. It didn't inspire him.
To be fair, I tried to get through 2, and it's not engaging me as much as First Blood so far. I'm literally at the part where he runs into that Asian girl.
Right, 2 gets into they send him to Asia, and it gets to that one-man guy against a whole army and type of shit, and that's where it lost me too as well. But even that's not going to take away from what the first one did.
Right, that first one.
I'm telling you, man, Jackie Chan got over Stallone. I don't even have Stallone in my top 5.
You have Jackie Chan over Stallone?
Yeah.
As a better action hero?
Yeah.
Nah.
Chan the man. Hey, Rumble in the Bronx is fire. So
yeah, 100%. But the only thing that I think Jackie Chan has over anybody else is that he does his own stunts, right? And at the end of the movie, you will see all the stunts that he did and shit like that. So I feel that when it comes to like box office back in the day, it was fucking Schwarzenegger.
You MCU heads love the box office. I'm talking better movies.
So not even box office.
Let's talk Chinese movie is not going to make as much as a fucking US.
Right. So let's talk about let's forget about that box office and talk about movies in general. It was Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, and everybody else. That's just the way it was. Like they were the two draws.
With fucking
Bruce Lee wasn't around when those guys were doing anything.
Okay, all right, I'll give you that. But in the end, Jackie Chan made better movies, right, than Sylvester Stallone. Training Day in itself is a better action movie than a lot of Stallone movies.
Training Day with Wesley Snipes with Denzel Washington.
No, not Training Day. Sorry, what's it called? The Jackie Chan one with the black dude with
Rush Hour.
Rush Hour. Exactly.
Training Day.
Rush Hour. Yeah, but it's about.
No, it's not. You see, what Rush Hour has a problem with, and it will always have a problem with for me, is that even though you have Chris Tucker there, he still kind of acts the fool in a lot of situations, and I don't like that. And that was one of the reasons why I had an issue with Bad Boys 2, right? 3 kind of switched it up a little bit and made him like older, but when you watch Bad Boys 1, Will Smith and
they were acting
pretty much on the same level. But then the second one, it seemed like Martin Lawrence became the comic relief, right? And I just like, I don't like that. You know what I mean?
Dude,
they're bad.
See what I'm saying? This is the hypocrisy of you, because I bet you like Lethal Weapon.
Of course I like Lethal Weapon.
Okay,
what are you talking about?
Weapon, Danny Glover doesn't do shit, bro, until right at the end. He's, in comparison with Mel Gibson, he's a nobody. Mel Gibson is the ninja warrior, fucking everything. He can do anything in that movie.
But that's the
Danny Glover is old. To be fair, Danny Glover is old.
He held his own in Rush Hour, bro. He was doing all the tricks. He was doing all the.
If you watch the second one, Danny Glover does a lot more in the second one than he does in the first one. The first one was to establish how crazy Riggs was, right? And now we have this partner who was about to retire and he was stuck with Riggs. But in the second one, Danny Glover did a fucking lot. He fought a dude in the house and killed him with the fucking nail gun, right? He was the one who killed the bad guy.
While Gibson was banging his daughter. Get the fuck out of here with that.
Never banged his daughter.
Yeah, he did. In the third one. Yeah, it was in the
he didn't. That was Chris Rock's character.
Chris Rock's character was dealing with.
No. There was that other guy. Remember in the second movie, that light-skinned dude that came in, and that's when she did the commercial, and then Chris Rock got her in the fourth movie.
Yes, he never
Never. Or it was suggested that Mel Gibson.
It was never suggested. Never.
Dude.
Never. It was
Danny
never
suggested. Fucking useless in those movies, bro.
Never. No, he was not. What are you talking about? In the fourth one, it was him and fucking Mel Gibson who had to beat fucking
Rush Hour dude did a lot in that movie, bro. Yeah, he was against Jackie Chan at first. The Rush Hour dude, whatever the cop's name is.
Chris Tucker.
Yeah, what's his name? What's the actor's name?
His real name, Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker did a lot. He was doing all the sly shit. Like he was the sly kind of like tricky kind of cop who was street smart and got all the information for Jackie Chan. And then when it came to the fights, he actually could throw down a little bit. He wasn't like a punk. He wasn't Jackie Chan, obviously, but he wasn't a punk either.
Never said he was, but neither was Riggs.
Riggs was a punk. He was a straight punk.
No, he was not a punk, bro. No, he was not. What are you talking about?
The first one again. Watch the first one again.
I watched them all many times. Riggs was not a punk, bro.
What's the first thing that happens when Riggs and the two meet?
They go to the building They go to the building to stop the guy from jumping, and Rig jumps off the building.
Wait a second. Do they not have a little fight first between the two of them?
They never fight.
Dude, are you kidding me? I remember
fight, bro.
it burned into my brain as a kid. I'm gonna
fight,
find
bro.
I'm gonna find the scene.
Fight.
You're so full of shit. They
never fight, bro. What are you talking about? They never have any type of fist fight. Never.
I didn't say a fist fight. The Riggs tries to get the better of. He tries to get the better of. What's the other character's name? Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson is Riggs.
Okay, so who?
Glover's Murtaugh.
So Murtaugh tries to get the better of Riggs, and Riggs does some martial arts bullshit on him and just takes him down.
No.
It happens, bro, when they first meet because they don't like each other at first.
See, now this guy gonna bring this up. Okay.
I'm gonna find this shit. This is what I mean. This is the typical argument
I'm
with an
looking
MC.
for it now. I've seen that movie many times. I don't remember that. Do you remember that, K-Dot?
Remember what?
What Nerdman's talking about?
No.
He doesn't listen to me. He just this is what most people should do. He just zones me out.
Which it should be.
To be fair, I am playing Starfield, so I'm kind of like trying to multitask.
Yeah, we're gonna close up too. It's been going on for like 3 hours.
Yeah, we'll close up.
But I gotta find this before I close up.
Oh, look at this! Found it straight away
on YouTube.
I'm gonna show you this. You fucking bullshitters, bro.
On YouTube, show it.
I'm gonna. I haven't got my headphones in, so I've put it in private chat.
All right, no problem.
Yeah. Watch this, K-Dots. Pause your Star game for a second. Watch this. This guy's a punk, bro.
You? I know that kung fu shit you brought. No, please, Rod. Look, that kid was a killer, all right?
Oh my God.
That wasn't a tinker toy in his hand. That was.
So first off, this is Lethal Weapon 3, not Lethal Weapon 1. You said Lethal Weapon 1. That's 3. Second off, Riggs is Murtaugh is fucking drunk, bro. That's the point. He's been drinking all day, and he's drunk, and he's depressed because of killing the kid.
Oh my God, there's always an excuse.
Drunk.
Oh, Thanos didn't do it because he was playing with the Avengers.
No. You can't sit there and fucking bring up something with no context. He was drunk. Riggs was not drunk. Riggs had stopped drinking alcohol. He was not drunk. Murtaugh was drunk.
When I was younger, man, they mixed up in my mind, but I knew that there was a scene where basically Riggs is, or Murtaugh is a punk. He's shown to be a punk. All right,
there's context to it, right? There is context to it. He was drunk, and he's also super old, like Tim said. But even still, he was drunk.
Why couldn't they both be super young? Like, why couldn't they both be young and have their own skills? Like,
because that was not the story of Lethal Weapon. And
why couldn't the black guy be the ninja guy? Why couldn't the black guy be the ninja guy then?
And now, if you go to the last one, which is Lethal Weapon 4, it all catches up to fucking Riggs. And there's a part where they're sitting down, and he's like, I don't want to say it. And I don't want to say it. And he's like, say it. And he's like, I'm too old for this shit. And Murtaugh was said, finally. Right? So it all comes back around. Like, what are you talking about, bro?
Dude, whatever.
You just want to make these little fucking comparisons and complaints because you don't think the movie is great, but all four
Rush
of those
Hour is way
movies,
better, man. I'd watch Rush Hour.
absolutely, absolutely.
Rush Hour is so
so
much better.
Every
And this is
Lethal Weapon movie is better than every Rush Hour movie.
Yo, dude, I love Honor. I love
Oh, I love both. You kind of tripping on that, Hanzo. They both great.
Everyone.
Lethal Weapon 1 to 4 is perfect, and so is Rush Hour 1 to 3.
And
I can't down that hill with you, Hanzo.
Lethal Weapon 1 is better than Rush Hour 1, Rush Hour 2, Rush Hour 3. Lethal Weapon 2 is better than Rush Hour 1, Rush Hour 2, Rush Hour 3. Lethal Weapon 3 is better than Rush Hour 1, Rush Hour 2, Rush Hour 3, and Lethal Weapon 4 is better than Rush Hour 1.
All right, here we go. Who's got more swag, Marta or our boy from Rush Hour?
Murtaugh's an old dude, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
There's always an excuse.
I mean, Chris got that. Chris got that swag.
But Murtaugh's old and shit. You know what I mean? That's the character he's playing.
But see, Murtaugh don't got, well, Murtaugh don't got that. He got that old like boomer swag, but you know, boomers don't got swag. He got that old boomer swag.
Dude,
but, you know,
I prefer Danny Glover in Predator 2 than I do in all of these. Why is that? Why is that?
Because he's the fucking lead.
Because he's cooler. He's got some fucking balls in fucking Predator 2, bro.
Because he's the lead. Do you understand that? The Lethal Weapon, he's a co-star. And Lethal Weapon,
so you're saying the star of Lethal Weapon is Mel Gibson?
Yes.
It was. Oh, so what does that make? He's a supporting character when they're supposed to be a buddy cop.
No, hold on. He's not a supporting character.
Is Chris Rock a supporting character in Rush Hour, or is he the star?
Chris Tucker,
he's the
he's
star, bro.
No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Come on, bro. He's the star.
No, he's not. Jackie Chan is the star. Jackie Chan is the star. What are you talking about?
Oh, hell no, I can't agree with that, Hanzo. They both the main stars.
Who has first billing? Let's see who has first billing.
I'm not saying that.
Actually, no. Because Jackie Chan allowed it. Chris Tucker got it. I think he got it in Rush Hour 1. Chris Tucker got first billing in Rush Hour. No. It was shit. I'm thinking about the wrong movie. What was it? Money Talks. He got first billing in Money Talks. I'm not sure about Rush Hour, but he definitely got first billing on Money Talks since he was the lead.
That means a lot. Whoever gets first billing, 100%. Whoever's name you see first on a fucking movie, unless they say in order of hold on. Unless they say in order of appearance, the first name you will see is the fucking star of the movie.
Yes, look, what I'm saying is, I get what I completely understand. Jackie Chan was the biggest star when that movie came out, but actually it made Chris Rock, because Chris Rock got like real big from that. He was in Quentin Tarantino movies, he was in this and that. If he didn't, I think he fucked up in his personal life. That's why you didn't see much of him. But actually, after that movie, he was getting like things. He was just a comedian, coming in, and he did so well in the role that people liked him, right?
Yes.
That's why you saw him Dead Presidents and shit like that.
Yes.
So here's the point. That movie, how would I say? It's like it did more in terms of establishing him as a leading man than Lethal Weapon established Mel Gibson as the leading man. It did not establish Danny Glover as a leading man.
Danny Glover has had so many fucking movies. He has a repertoire of movies before Lethal Weapon.
Fantastic actor. That's different.
Yes. Okay.
That's because he's fantastic.
But at the end of the day, right, when Lethal Weapon came out, Mel Gibson was the hot dude. That's the dude.
Yeah, exactly. He was the one. That movie was made for Mel Gibson. It wasn't made for fucking Danny Glover.
Yes.
Whereas Rush Hour Rush Hour was made for Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan. Ahead.
No.
They were both
okay.
equal, bro.
So, no, they weren't. No, they weren't.
They
No,
were
they weren't.
equal. Bro. They were more equal.
No, they
yeah,
weren't.
they were.
No, they weren't. No, they weren't.
Absolutely.
Absolutely not.
100%.
Didn't Jackie Chan, I know they had some kind of shit where Jackie Chan made Chris Tucker look like a fool. And how many times in that movie did they make Chris Tucker look like a fool? Like when he's going and he's talking to the Asian people and he gets kicked in the face, he's like, oh, who just kicked me? You. Like they made him look like a fool many times. The part where he goes into the
he don't look like a fool because he's funny.
The part where he goes into the triad place and he's just cursing off the triad man, and then they all stand up and he's like, oh well, blah 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 blah, and all kinds of, well, that's garbage, bro.
All right. Let me
never
put
punked up Danny Glover like that.
In Lethal Weapon, Mel Gibson is the funny one. He's the action one. He's the dramatic one. He's the one the story is basically about.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Story.
That's bullshit because in Lethal, that's bullshit. Because in Lethal Weapon, hold on, that's bullshit. Because in Lethal Weapon 1, they kidnap Danny Glover's daughter, and he has an emotional moment there. In Lethal Weapon 2, they're on the toilet with a bomb, and Danny Glover has had an emotional moment there. There's also the moment at the end.
Did you just say he was on the toilet with a bomb? So
yeah, he went to take a shit. He went to take a shit. He went to take a shit, and they put a bomb on his toilet, right?
Yeah.
So they couldn't reach him. And then Mel Gibson flew over to the house. And when he got to the house, Danny Glover was sitting on the toilet because he couldn't get up. He's been sitting there for like a few hours because he couldn't get up because of the bomb on the toilet, right? So he had an emotional moment there. At the end, he had the angry moment when fucking Riggs got shot up and he killed the bad guy. And then he also fucking had the emotional moment when Riggs was about to die, or he thought Riggs was going to die, and he was begging Riggs not to die. Like, what are we talking about?
I'm going to roast you right now. Of all the buddy cop movies, right,
Lethal Weapon is the best.
Lethal Weapon has the least equal buddies as cops.
That's bullshit.
Of all of them. I'm talking Turner and Hooch. Even when it was a dog, the dog did more. The dog was more of an action hero.
Dude, what are you talking about? Every second scene. Every second one. Hold on. And yes, in every second scene, we're in Danny Glover's house where he's talking to his wife or his kids or some shit. What are you talking about? The same thing in fucking 2. Like the kids have stories in these movies. The third one, because you brought up the clip where he was drunk, it's because he killed one of his son's friends. What are we talking about?
I'm gonna watch this movie again. I'm gonna put myself through Lethal Weapon again because I haven't watched it since I was a kid because it was such bullshit. I was just like, I can't take this. That guy ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah, that says it all. He's complaining.
His only thing is that was his only thing. He could shoot, but so could Riggs. Riggs was a good shot as well.
He's complaining about a movie that he hasn't seen since he was a kid. Make it make fucking sense.
What do you mean? I watched it as a kid, and it put me off because I was like,
never seen it again. You were a kid.
Going like, all right, I like what the white guy's doing. What's the black guy doing? It was pissing me off, and especially Ed Murphy and Beverly Hills Cop. I'll see.
Do you like all the movies? Hold on. Do you like all the movies and TV shows now that you did when you were a kid?
Dude, Eddie Murphy.
Answer the fucking question, bro.
Eddie Murphy in what's it called? That one with the racist white cop where he's tagged up.
He's pulling a deeds. He's deflecting. Answer the question, man.
Go on. Answer
the question.
All right, what was the question? Do
you like all the TV shows and movies that you've seen as a kid? Do you like them now?
Most of them. Like there's a few here and there that I will be like, oh yeah, maybe because I was a kid, I liked it a little bit more looking back at it. But most of them, I like them. I had a good taste in movies when I was a kid.
And have you seen movies as a kid that you didn't like and you liked the second time you watched it? Because you do that shit as an adult.
No, that definitely happens. That absolutely happens. But the only difference is I used to watch Lethal Weapon every Christmas. So it wasn't like, oh, I only watched it once as a kid. They would put it on in my household. I'd have to watch it. And I'll tell you the truth, I enjoyed it. But my critique of the movie was I don't like the way this black guy is because he's useless. If you're gonna make a buddy cop movie, I want to see both cops have skills. Like I know he could shoot. I remember he could shoot. That's what I remember of it. Like he was a good shot. And he would always be the one right at the end, like who kind of won. Like Riggs would be in trouble. He's done most of the fighting, he's beaten most of the bad guys, and then Mortar would come in right at the end and do something that won the situation. That's how I remember it. Am I wrong about that?
Not necessarily. There was a scene at the end where he fights the bad guy and then Riggs grabs him, and as they're walking out, they both pull out the gun and shoot the bad guy and kill him. So there's that kind of stuff in it. You know what I mean? Like again, but in the first one, I'll agree with you that he doesn't maybe do as much, but in the later ones, he does a lot more.
He's more active. But I didn't watch the later ones. That's the problem. I don't because I think I watched Lethal Weapon 1 and 2. I definitely watched the one with Joe Pesci in it because I like Joe Pesci. But I don't remember any of it. Like I literally don't remember.
Joe Pesci is in like the last 3, to be honest with you. He comes in the second one. He's in the third one and the fourth one. So.
Yeah, well, I like Joe Pesci, so I remember watching just for Joe Pesci. But I don't remember. I remember distinctly the first one and just being like, this guy's useless, bro. And it's a good movie. It's not like it's a bad movie. It's just I don't like how useless he is. And I compare it to other buddy cop movies. All the buddy cop movies I've seen, they're more equal. Even if it just means that one of them's funny, at least he's doing something where he's like, they're trying to showcase like what he is. I felt like that was a showcase for Mel Gibson. I didn't feel like it was a showcase for Danny Glover. I like Predator way Predator 2. Because I like Danny Glover. Danny Glover is a fantastic actor. Don't get it twisted. Like,
I got you. Well, with that being said, guys, I think it is time to close it out. We did what we had to do. We had a little nice discussion at the end, and we roasted motherfuckers tonight. That's how we do it. Nerdman shouted out his channel. K-Dot is probably playing the video game and has no time to chill anymore because video games more important. But it is what it is. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Much appreciated. Yeah, I'm pretty much done with the situation. I said what I had to say. I'm going to move on. And
devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.